Good morning. Good morning. Hello and welcome everyone. This is Professor Siddharth Surana. I hope you guys are doing good. और मैं हमेशा मस्त रहता हूँ. And to add to it, once again, true to reputation, exemption after exemption, attempt after attempt. So yes, we have quite a few candidates now for next year's party. Up, your number may not come in the next year. Your number will come for the party, I think, next to next year. No worries. Start preparing for that. It is possible. You just need the correct guidance and mentorship. Getting an exemption is possible. Getting marks more than all India rank 1 is also possible in tax. Hey, apna student. All India rank 1 78. Apna student 85. So everything is possible. Okay. You just have to keep on doing what I tell you to, which includes coming to class every day. Okay, so we are done with our first chapter, introduction. We are done with our second chapter, double taxation avoidance agreement. Introduction was only about tax calculation. So that way we don't have any question in the chapter introduction, because every chapter contains questions on tax calculation, which is why we are now going to go and complete the questions of our chapter double taxation avoidance agreement. Between the last class and today's class, we had a weekend. So obviously you have forgotten everything about bilateral, unilateral, correct? Good. So bilateral relief, both governments are involved. Unilateral relief, when only one government will come forward. Only condition that you will be checking is assessee should be a resident, correct? This is the first time that I am solving questions with you people in class. First time we are doing questions, okay? There is a system, there is a pattern in which we solve questions in class. We have the question book. Question book we need every day. A theory book we may not need only in class. Once in a while only for making some markings. Question book we need every day. In the question book, you come to the questions on page number, questions on double taxation avoidance agreement, which is on what page number? 2 hoga mostly. Question book. क्यों? कभी you don't come yourself, कभी your book does not come. अभी आज 2-3 line extra I will tell her, no? So tomorrow again she will not. One person has already stopped coming. Gen Z है बाप रे बाप. Question number 1. Page number. Now see, you are in CA final. So you know, the more love you give to something, the more love you get in return. Remember that you always have to give love first, then only you will get the love. So with my class, with my chapters, let us develop a system that when we are doing page number 2, let's develop the habit. We will not say page number 2. We will start saying page number definitions. Sir? Guess what? Section number we have to try to learn, no? So let's develop the daily habit of learning. If I do a question on page number 10, we will say page number exempt income. If I do a question on page number 15, we will say page number salary. Page number 56 is other sources. 28 is? ये कान के सब बोल दो. 28 is PGBP, correct है? 45 is capital gains. So she's still in shock. क्या बोल रहा है सुबह सुबह? I'm not understanding only what you are saying. The page number, we will not speak the page number, we will speak the section number. So page number 2 नहीं, page number definitions. Page number 10 नहीं, page number exempt income. Understood? At least the sections that you all have studied at inter. I know you will react by saying, sir अभी याद किसको है? चलो, so we will try to recollect the sections again by speaking them again and again. And when you do the same thing again and again, no, automatically they get stored in your brain. So question number 1 on page number 2. The pattern of solving questions will be one student from the class, anybody, offline, online, anybody, will volunteer on behalf of the entire class to read the question loudly, and then together we will solve it. Okay? one person has to volunteer. And the maximum time that I give, offline or online, 5 seconds. If in 5 seconds no one volunteers, I skip questions and I start the next chapter. Samjha? Anybody can volunteer. 5 seconds maximum. 5, 4, okay, chalega. 2 people raised their hand, one online, one offline. आज offline वाले को time दे देता हूँ. Next number is yours. Okay. Be a little loud so that your voice enters my recording mic also. We are doing question number 1 on page number 2, please.
Mr. Rohit, a resident Indian, has derived the following incomes for the previous year relevant to the AY 26-27. Income from profession in India, 16,94,000. Share of income from partnership firm in country X, 40,000. The tax paid in country X from this income is in equivalent Indian rupees is 8,000 rupees. Commission income from a concern in country Y converted into Indian rupees 30,000. Tax paid in country Y is at 2%. Interest from scheduled banks on fixed deposit 1,18,000. Mr. Rohit wishes to know whether he is eligible for any double taxation duty, and if so, its quantum. India does not have any double taxation avoidance agreement with countries X and Y.
Okay, for those of you who are not carrying the book, this is your question. Mr. Rohit, a resident Indian, has derived the following incomes. You have been given data. Income from profession in India, rupees 16,94,000. Income from country X, income ka amount is 40,000. On that income, we have paid tax of 8,000. Did I tell you that they will always give you foreign tax ka rate? See, if they give in rupees, is it okay? Can you find out the rate? So 8,000 on 40,000, matlab 20%. Correct hai? Income from country Y, 30,000 and rate of tax is 2%. And again, interest on FD, 1,18,000. Mr. Rohit wishes to know if he is eligible for any double taxation relief. First of all, go and check, is there double taxation on Mr. Rohit? 1694 will be taxable only in India. But the income from country X, will it be taxable in India also? Yes, because he is a resident, has to pay tax on. So double taxation hua. Same is the case for the income from country Y, paid tax in country Y as well as India, and interest from fixed deposits. They have not said country, so obviously it has to be India. But then 40,000 and 30,000 are getting taxed twice. Is there double taxation? Okay. Fantastic, good question. Share of profit from a partnership firm is exempt. So you think 40,000 will not be taxable in India. Tell me one thing. What is the logic? Dekho, that is why I always say nothing is bigger than logic. Logic se bada kuch nahi. Why is share of profit? Very good question. Everyone pay attention. Why is share of profit from partnership firm exempt? Logic care. Partnership firm has paid tax, so we will not take again from the partner. No. But yeah, partnership firm is a firm in country X. That means firm is operating there. Resident of that country. Source also that country. That means the firm has not paid tax in India. And thus, come on, partner has to pay tax. Correct? And 30,000 to yes, double taxation. Is he eligible for relief? Is he eligible for relief? Yes. Sir, there is no DTAA. How will he be eligible? Bilateral not allowed. That the only way is unilateral. And now when you have to go and calculate unilateral, because that is what they are asking. What is the quantum of relief? Now that you have to calculate unilateral relief, you have to check only one condition. Which condition? Resident. Because the other conditions are automatic. Check. Is there income outside India? Is there tax outside India? And India does not have a DTAA. So he is going to be eligible for unilateral relief. What is logic of unilateral relief? Tax in India or tax in that country, whichever is lower. We did 2 examples of unilateral relief. The only different thing or extra thing in this question is that foreign ka they have given 2 countries. So what, you'll get scared of it. That means foreign ka income pe there are 2 tax rates. One is 20, other is 2. We will compare them individually with the Indian tax rate. And do you remember, relief is available at which rate? Indian rate or foreign rate? Whichever is lower. Correct? We'll do that country by country. But what is, if you remember the steps, what are the steps? Achha, by the way, before we go to the steps and before we start solving, a couple of clarifications. One, in the class book that I have given you, all questions I will be doing. Your self-study is the additional question bank as and when it comes. sir abhi de do na. See, I can give you, but are you going to solve today? No, we all know that once we finish a good number of chapters, you have some knowledge, is when you will be in a position to go and solve questions. By that time those extra books will come. Here all questions we will do together. Second, all questions have printed answers. So if you see the question, below the question we have the answer printed here. Okay. The only reason why I opened the PDF is because there are some students who don't have the book right now. Okay. Otherwise all answers are printed. If I find you reading the answer while we are solving the sum together, so I will drop you home today. I'll drop you home today. इधर से किधर जा रहा है? I don't think you're going anywhere today. Free है लाइफ में क्या एकदम? तो क्लाइंट प्लेस में ऐसा जाता है, बॉक्सर पहन के जा. What is this way of going to a client place? Unprofessional. And it is not even a Friday or a Saturday. Correct? किधर है client place? Reliance Corporate. I asked the location, not the name of the company.
Park.
तो ऐसा बोल ना. I know. I know Ghansoli, Airoli, Rabade. I know everything. They sound sidey, but they are far more developed. Infra is far better. Go to Vashi, Navi Mumbai. You'll find you'll feel you're outside India. Vibe है vibe. Correct है? I will drop you there. अगर आंसर रीड किया तो. एंड पूरा रस्ते, यू रिमेंबर दिस और नो, पूरा रस्ते मारते मारते लेके आई विल मेक यू ड्राइव नो, और मैं साइड में बैठ के हर एवरी 2 सेकेंड तक सिग्नल है तक, बिकॉज इफ यू रीड द आंसर व्हेन वी आर सॉल्विंग द क्वेश्चन, you are defeating the purpose of doing the subject. We have to prepare ourselves for the examination environment. Exam mein you have a question and a blank paper. Write anything on that blank paper. Make mistakes. Supposingly you get stuck at a particular point. For example, you got this doubt, sir, foreign partnership firm ka income exempt hona chahiye. Nahi, it is taxable. But you got stuck. Do it wrong. But do it. See, when you are wrong at one particular step, you will lose marks for that step. You will get marks for the other things that you have done correctly. So about 8 mark के question में you will lose 2 marks. But if you develop the habit, अरे यार टक्का, तो चलो let us see what is the suggested answer. Every step, very very bad habit of students. Every time they get stuck, they first go and read the suggested answer. अरे ये step देख लेता. You know वो school के अंदर when you used to revise history, civics, science, तो you used to tell your tuition teacher, sir वो पहला word बोल दो ना, पहला word. Then I will be able to complete. That habit, which repeats, you know, here, where you want the teacher to give you that one amount. Nahi, sir. What is it? You're not getting that amount. Write the wrong amount. No problem. Then kya hoga pata? You have your own solution. Last May you can check the answer whether you are right or wrong. And whichever step you have gone wrong, in your notebook, against that particular amount, you can do like this in red color, or you can make a cross sign in red color in your own notebook. Now what is going to happen? Few months later when you sit down and revise, theory will be revised very quickly. एक तो अपना class notes, second the handwritten book. Theory का revision will be very very quick. You will remember all the concepts, but question answer practice is very very important. And you will not be able to solve all the questions again second time, because the number of questions we have in this book, equal number we have in additional question. Total number of questions are roughly 800, 900 only subjective. MCQs again 1800. Total we have 2.5, 3,000 questions. 3 books I have given you. I will give you only for questions. You won't be able to solve all of them. So which questions we have to solve? Because last day, one day before the exam, you get 1.5 days between your. Abhi to this is group 2 ka first paper. So between the previous exam and this exam, you get 1.5 days. In that 1.5 days, you have to solve at least 250 to 300 questions. Total. MCQ subjective मिला के total, which is 10% of the overall questions. अब वो 10% में what will I cover? Sir, whichever question you have this marking, that means first time when I did it I went wrong, वो वाला question should be in your marking, so that you know last day को which questions you have to solve. This is your best preparation. The smartest student, ask any rank holder. One strategy is that we should study every day. Don't wait for me to complete the syllabus. And second strategy is they plan the last 1.5 day today itself. Okay, last din ko what I have to do, that last day is very, very critical. That planning you have to do today. Theory will be taken care of with the handwritten book. You will be able to revise the entire syllabus. Challenge. But question answer practice is important. Sir, you give us the marking. No, sir, that is not possible because you make mistake in one question, but I make mistake in another question. So we have to solve different questions. So you have to solve those questions as per your caliber. Maximum marking I can give. Kya type ka marking? You know, for example, in DTAA we have a question 5 or question 6 hai, Mr. Vikas karke. That question is a very, very difficult question. You know, if you are able to solve that question, you can solve any question on unilateral relief. So maybe I can mark that. Ye important question hai, ye kar liya, to everything else, you know, Mr. Rohit ka question is very easy. So last day ko you don't do it again, no problem. I can maximum give you that much marking. But where you are going wrong, that marking you have to manage. I think we are clear. First time, because I was doing, first time we are doing questions, I had to clarify this. And the second thing, as far as receipt of books are concerned, see, the offline students, all of them have collected the books. Online students who have enrolled with me, I have sent the books. Online students, in case you have enrolled with the organization, with the class, so you can contact their admin team. I think by now they must have dispatched your books. So you contact the respective organization wherever you have taken admission. Matlab that duty is divided. Matlab I will send, they will send. So if you have not received the books, you contact them immediately. aa jayega books. And in the meantime, because I know that there are a couple of students jinko mil gaya but they have not brought it, and there are few students who have not received only. So I have opened the PDF at least to read the question. Now let us solve the question together. What are the steps of calculation of unilateral relief? What is step number 1? First we have to calculate NTTI in India. So all we have to do is one by one write all the incomes that have been given to us. What is the first income that is given to us? Income from, particulars भी लिखेगा क्या नहीं क्या? 1694. Profession in India, that is 16,94,000. Correct है? Second income, first done. Second, share of profit from partnership firm in country X. So short में you can call this country X income. And whenever you do double taxation का question, no, foreign tax rate keep on writing parallelly. Why? It will be useful later. Calculation of relief के time. Okay. Next, come on. Income from. Oh, copycats. You don't have to copy the solution. Solution is already printed. I am not doing questions with you to give you the printed answer. I just told you that below the question the answer is already printed. Right now you have to think that this paper on which I am writing is your blank paper. So what will you write? वो बोलो. Participate in class. You want the final answer? नहीं? तो participate in class. Country by income 2%. हाँ, this participation is required. 30,000. Correct है? Now what? Okay, FD interest. Rupees 1,18,000. Any other income? No. Can we call this net taxable total income? See, no data given above. No data given about chapter 6. No other data given. That means can we take this as the total income? Come on. Bolo. Total income. Huh? 80 TTA. Fantastic. Excellent. Appreciated. Wrong answer. I said fantastic, appreciated. एकदम खुश हो गई. अरे wow. Yes. I identified something जो किसी को पता नहीं चला. हाँ. Wrong answer. हाँ. 80 TTA will come only on say. Had this been a saving account interest, so I would have, asked you, अभी क्या? waited for you to go wrong. Acha, wait. Had Mr. Rohit been a senior citizen, then FD also is covered because the section applicable is 80 TTB. Understood? Sir, ऐसा कुछ distant memories है sir, TTA, TT. No problem. Though memories have become so faint and far that we have to do it again. And yes, chapter 6 is in our syllabus, we will be doing. But 80 TTA and TTB is too basic. Huh? Supposingly, even if you have not studied DT properly at inter, and even if you have worked in audit in all your articleship, still you have a saving account and you are getting stipend. Supposingly, you are doing dummy article. Then also you have to take the check and give the cash. हाँ, तो बैंक अकाउंट में मनी इज कमिंग नो, तो सेविंग अकाउंट का टीटीए एंड देन सेविंग एफडी में टीटीबी, दिस मच बेसिक नॉलेज यू आर सपोज टू हैव. बट आई हैव जीरो एक्सपेक्टेशंस टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, एंड यू आर लाइक के सर अच्छा ऐसा ही है, जीरो एक्सपेक्टेशन है, एंड वी आर गोइंग टू डू चैप्टर 6. यस, देयर वोंट बी एनी डिडक्शन हियर. चलो, तो टोटल इनकम 18,82,000. Now, what is our step number 2? Calculate tax in India. Now, please pay attention. Why new regime? चल बता. When there is no chapter 6 से deduction का data given, when there is no exemption given, etc. So, do you realize income as per old regime and new regime is same? And because income as per old regime and new regime is same, so obviously the tax in new regime is going to be lower, and thus calculate directly as per न्यू रेजिम. कैसे करेगा? 882 into 30% plus 1,12,500. क्या है? दैट इज ओल्ड रेजिम का कैलकुलेशन. हर बात में हाँ, बस लिसन टू व्हाट आई एम सेइंग. नहीं, न्यू रेजिम का कैलकुलेशन. 0 to 4 lakh nothing, 4 lakh to 8 lakh 20,000, 8 lakh to 12 lakh 40,000, 12 lakh to 16 lakh 60,000, and 16 to 1882, that is 2,82,000 per you will be applying 20%. 282 का 20%. कैलकुलेटर भी घर पे है, बुक घर पे, कैलकुलेटर घर पे, तो क्या एग्जैक्टली क्या लेके आए? ब्रेन वो है साथ में, तो करो, ओरली करो. और क्या ऑप्शन है? इफ यू डोंट हैव अ कैलकुलेटर, तो व्हाट ऑप्शन डू यू हैव? 282 into 20%. हाँ हाँ, बेसिक करो ना, देन वी विल ऐड 4%. 176. अच्छा, टोटल यू आर गिविंग, ये अमाउंट कितना है? 56,400 प्लस 4%. सो व्हाट इज द टैक्स इन इंडिया बिफोर रिलीफ? 183,456. करेक्ट है एवरीवन? दिस इज द टैक्स इन इंडिया इफ वी डोंट गेट relief. We have calculated this as per 115 BAC. Then step number 3, the most important step under calculation of unilateral relief is क्या? Average rate of tax in India. That will be 183,456 upon 18,82,000, 2 decimals please. 9.75% is going to be India का tax rate. But relief won't be given at the tax rate of India. Relief will be given at the tax rate of India or that foreign country, whichever is lower. So here, but this is the only difference compared to the 2 examples that we did, that here they have given us 2 foreign countries. So no problem, we'll do that individually. What is rate of tax in country X? What is rate of tax in country Y? Now we have to choose whichever is lower. As far as the income from country X is concerned, Indian tax or foreign tax, whichever is lower, so the relief will be given at 9.75%. And as far as country Y का income is concerned, so Indian tax or foreign tax में whichever is lower is coming to. Now do you realize if multiple countries are given, So we have to choose it country by country. It is not a very difficult task. Hello, correct? Hai? Finally, you get your relief under section 91. Income by income, country X and country Y. We have understood that this relief will be calculated at 9.75%. This relief will be calculated at 2%. So 40,000 pay we calculate at 9.75. Why? What is the logic? 40,000 pay India mein you are paying 9.75, but foreign mein you paid 20, so relief will be at 9.75. And on 30,000, India you are paying 9.75, foreign mein you have paid 2%, so lower with 2% pay you will get relief. So what is finally your relief? 3,900 year and 600 year. Total relief becomes 4,500. If you observe the question asks you two things. Is he eligible for relief? One. And second, what is the quantum? Have we calculated that? Relief and the quantum? Everyone? Now wait. As per the given question, we are done here. Full stop. Answer okay. Over. But in case any exam question asks you, only if asked. If not asked, don't show your smartness, because paper checker is not so smart. If they ask you what is the final tax liability, then only you will solve this. My tax was supposed to be 183,456, but from that I have received relief of 4,500. This is my tax liability. Hello, कितना होता है? 179, 178. Is it? And then if you have done little return filing in office, so you should know that you have to take it to the 1 second. This has to be done with the final answer. ऐसा every step पे you can't do this. For example, you got 183,456 here. You don't round off. In fact, supposingly the question gives you data of prepaid taxes, advance tax, TDS, etc. So after adjusting that advance tax and TDS, we will get this amount is our liability. But after adjusting advance tax and TDS, the amount we get, that amount is called payable. This is tax liability, but I have already paid some amount. So payable amount, that final amount will be rounded off, not even this amount. Supposingly TDS 1 lakh hai, so I will adjust 1 lakh, then I will say 70 at 956, then I will say rounded off to 70 at 960. Aap samjha? You have to round off the final payable amount, and this step you will do only and only if they are asking. If they are not asking, you will not be doing this step. Everyone is clear? You understood how to solve questions on unilateral relief? Logic is simple. Indian tax or foreign tax, whichever is lower. We did 2 examples during the concept. Now questions are also similar. And a question like this, Mr. Rohit. This is a small question and easy question. So weightage can be minimum for highest 5 or 6 marks. Highest. But don't you think that 6 marks, not bad actually. But if you observe the question, you have done little practice, you can score these full 6 marks. Unless you make a silly mistake like you forget cess, for example. Yeah, average karne ke waqt mein you enter the wrong button on the calculator. Are the places where you can maximum go wrong. Otherwise, unilateral relief calculation, one of the most important calculation for exam, because it comes almost every exam and very easy to score marks also. But we need a little more practice, and for more practice we will solve. Did I tell you that very rarely they ask questions on bilateral? So most questions in the chapter are also on unilateral, but abhi hai bilateral ka bhi questions we have. We will do all of them. Solution is printed, but as I told you, don't waste your time. Focus on question number 2, please. Suno. And in one day, if one student has decided to read, so today everything you only have to do. वही रूल होएगा. ऐसा every question में थोड़ी I'll find a new student. Next, whenever we have reading of questions, we already have one volunteer. So I will select her. Third day के लिए somebody be ready. Okay? Question number 2. मैं डिस्कस तो किया, आपके नींद में हो व्हाट है? एक काम करो, डू एज पर ओल्ड रेशियो. तो क्या होगा? 882 का 30% plus 1,12,500. I hope you are understanding that much. So do you understand? If the income amount is same, then old regime is not beneficial. Then new regime only is beneficial. देखो, supposingly in this question they give you about 6-7 lakh का deductions. So income as per old regime will become 1182, and as per new regime will be 882. Then we will have to calculate. आपको पता है यूनिलैटरल रिलीफ करते वक्त आई डिड 2 एग्जांपल्स विद यू इन क्लास. In my second example, I did deductions. So I solved as per old as well as new. But in the first example, it was a basic question on only Indian income, foreign income. Check करो, we solved as per old as per new. किस पे check कर रहे हो? Calculator पे. तो go check. We solved only as per new because when income is same, तो new only is going to be beneficial. Correct है? चलो, second question. Heard? किसका वेट कर रहा है? हाँ, नहीं. Today it is your turn only. Loudly.
Kalpesh Kumar, a resident individual, is a musician deriving income of rupees 7,50,000 from concerts performed outside India. Tax of 1 lakh was deducted at source in the country that the concerts were paid. India does not have any agreement with that country for avoidance of double taxation. His Indian income is rupees 50 lakhs. Compute the total income and the tax payable by him, assuming he has deposited 1,50,000 in PPF and paid medical insurance premium in the special of his father, resident in India, aged 65 years, rupees 52,000. Assessee has opted for old regime.
So this time so they are clearly telling you only. So we have to solve only as per old regime. He has got one income in a foreign country, 7,50,000 on which he has paid tax over there. Again, they have given in rupees, so finding percentage is not difficult. Plus he also has some Indian income, and plus they have given us some data about deductions. Ultimately, this time the question is compute his income and tax payable. Now when they say tax payable, matlab we will first find out the liability normally, then after finding liability we will see if he is eligible for any relief. One thing is for sure, he is having foreign income, so he is having double taxation. Correct है? Double taxation का relief देने के लिए unfortunately India does not have an agreement with that country. Then how can we give the relief? How? Unilateral, and for that we have to check only one thing. That means this question again becomes a question on unilateral relief. Okay, computation of net taxable total income. If we go and check NTTI, in NTTI we have only 2 incomes. One, we have Indian income 30 lakhs, and 2 we have foreign income. And whenever you are given foreign income, no, you always write the percentage of tax in bracket so that while solving your relief it becomes easy for you. 1 lakh upon 750, 13.33, very easy. 7,50,000. ये 37,50,000 है ना. What do I call this amount? Why? Because this time the question has given us data about deductions. So this will be called gross total income. Correct है? From gross total income, he is eligible for deductions under chapter 6A. Now, अभी कैसा है? I am not teaching you. I am not even assuming that you know this. I am just telling you that when we make contributions for life insurance, provident funds, recognized provident fund for employees, या public provident for anybody, then such a contribution in PPF is eligible for deduction under chapter 6A under a section called ATC, and the maximum limit of claiming deduction under ATC is 1,50,000, which is also the contribution by the assessee. Accordingly, 1,50,000 will become his deduction under ATC. In case you don't remember this, which is not in case, which is the truth. So one day, as you are aware, chapter 6A ka chapter will take place, everything will happen together. But your only minus point is today you don't know chapter 6A. Then one day when we learn chapter 6A, by that time if you forget unilateral relief, तो हो गया, फिर then the cycle will go on. तो ATC का deduction 1,50,000 inner column, because other than that ATC ka PPF, the question has also given us one more thing. He paid medical insurance premium of his father who is resident in India 65 years, rupees 52,000. Some have very correctly guessed the section medical insurance premium ka bhi chapter 6 है sir, 80D. But now with respect to this, there is some discussion. This is not his premium. This is father ka premium. Father ka premium, first father, then we'll go to senior citizen later. Pehle father. It's not his own premium, it is father ka premium. Is he eligible? Yes. 1 minute. If this contribution to PPF या life insurance is paid for father, तो not allowed. Listen, 80C covers self, spouse and children. 80D covers self, spouse, dependent children and parents. मतलब parents are not covered in 80C. Independent children are not covered in 80D. So first of all, you should know that medical insurance comes in 80D. Second, you should know that even parents का no problem. Third, there is a maximum limit in 80D also. जैसे 80C का maximum limit is 150, 80D का maximum limit is wait 25,000. 25,000, 25,000, 25,000. However, if you make contribution for senior citizen, wrong. Resident senior citizen. That means if you make contribution for non-resident senior citizen, non-resident, so deduction allowed hai, but limit will be 25. For higher limit, it has to be resident senior citizen. These are the details with respect to which ICAI ka questions will test you. Not that you have not covered them in your inter-syllabus or you don't know them, just that when it comes to application. If I now try to remind you, आपको पता है normal का limit was 25,000 and higher limit of 50 is not senior citizen, it is resident senior citizen. You'll be like, हाँ sir, now I remember. But the problem is, when it comes in the question, you should be able to apply your knowledge. And which is the toughest part in direct tax? Jiska solution is simple. If you solve all the questions that I give you, and the same thing will come again and again, it will be stored in your brain, you will not go wrong. Practice more and more. And not that I am biased towards my subject, but I will be very honest with you. If you think that 6 papers and I will allocate equal time to all the subjects, then you won't be able to do good in direct tax. Because a subject like audit does not need so much, does not require so much. Matlab audit plus IDT ka total time should be the time that you give to direct taxes. Direct taxes will require more time than other subjects because you need to practice a little more in this subject, and then only you will get your things correct. Conceptually you will be clear, but application, when it comes in a question, at that time, sir, click hua to hua, if it does not click, then you lose those marks. Samjha kya? So now you remember that first question, will he get deduction of ATD? And second question, what will be that quantum of deduction? 52,000 ke 50,000. Only 50,000 because maximum limit hai. And in case you are still confused, sir, ATD I am not able to recollect, so sun lo, when I start the third volume, that is the intermediate syllabus, I will take more time than other coaching classes will take. I will put more effort than any other, because clubbing set of deductions nobody does at CA final. Maximum they will do PGBP and capital gain. That also thoda competition mein rehne ke liye, they don't actually want to do it. I will be doing all those topics. I used to do salary house property also when they were in syllabus. But problem is your impatience. क्या है यार, syllabus complete हो गया, now still he is calling us every day, तो हमको नहीं जाना, online बैठे. People stop attending. I have seen this over the years. Volume 3 में overconfident people stop attending. Those who could not recollect, if your answer was anything other than 50,000 in this, as per yourself, if the answer was anything other than 50,000, so this is a warning bell for you. You please do not have your overconfidence, irrespective of who has taught you at inter. Please do not have that overconfidence. Let us assume we don't remember anything and solve it accordingly. And please be present when I do volume 3 also. And इसके अंदर मेरा एक rule है that in volume 3 I do PGBP last, because PGBP में we have like total income का questions. It has adjustment of capital gain also, other sources also, clubbing also, set off also. So that 14 mark ka question which comes, I do that last. Before that, I will obviously complete capital gain, other sources, clubbing, set off deductions. If you bunk during clubbing set off deductions, I won't let you sit in PGBP. No. If you want to show your smartness, so I am smarter than you. Yeah, remember this by now. चैतन्य तो एक्सक्यूज से भी रेडी है सर, मैं मेरे को आउट स्टेशन ऑडिट जाना है सर उस दिन. ही इज रेडी विद दैट फ्रॉम टुडे इटसेल्फ, है ना? नहीं, प्लीज मेक श्योर यू डोंट गिव मी एनी स्टूपिड एक्सक्यूज. आई वोंट टेक एनी एक्सक्यूज. अभी से बोल रहा हूं. क्लियर है? ओके. सो दिस टोटल बिकम्स 2 lakh. नेट टैक्सेबल टोटल इनकम 35 lakh 50,000 and we have to. Question is very clear. Solve as per old regime. Tax liability. So now first give me basic tax, because I hope you understand this question. The main part is relief calculation. Main part is the tax calculation. Unilateral relief here is going to be a working note. You understand the difference? Question 1 told you relief ka quantum, so that was main answer. Question 2 is saying find out tax liability. So tax is main, relief becomes, come on, working note. Samjha? So first basic tax. Jab tax liability is the main question, no? So show full presentation. देखो old regime, so 25 lakh 50,000 into 30% plus 1 lakh 12,500. अरे ये senior citizen का we have taken, so it should be 1 lakh 10, no? हाँ, see, father is senior citizen, then also limit will change. But father is senior citizen, so इसका slab will not change. Listen, my father is senior citizen, so my basic exemption has increased. ये सही है? नहीं. Secondly, if father is 65, you can say कि sir इसका age is not given कल्पेश कुमार का. But if father is 65, तो कल्पेश कुमार cannot be. ठीक है. Wait back after class, I will explain. हाँ. Step father. क्या smart लोग. This is your knowledge of law. Fantastic. Working note में लिखना, it is assumed that you assume बस. We, but the other people are solving considering that he is not a senior citizen. You write the assumption. Okay. So basic tax 1,12,500. क्या चाहिए? Okay, बोल. 8 lakh 877,500. Step number 2. देखो, this is 877,500. If it was less than 5 lakh, old regime है ना? Old regime में 5 lakh है ना? तो 5 lakh होता तो we would have given rebate. नहीं, because we don't have to see tax, we have to see DTAA. ऐसे don't look at me with shock. समझ लेंगे क्या बोल रहा है ऐसे क्या है? अरे you don't understand. With my experience, I know that people make such mistakes. They get this, say 5 lakh या 4 lakh minus rebate, less than 5 lakh minus rebate. Here, अरे पागल, for rebate you have to see this minus from tax, but check amount of income. Correct है? चल second. Income is exceeding 20 lakh rupees, तो surcharge more than. अगर ये 50 होता तो we would have added surcharge. नहीं, greater than 50. So do you realize between 5 lakh and 50 lakh, no rebate, no surcharge, only HEC 4% will give you your 9 lakh. Now understand the terminology. I am not calling this final tax. I am calling it total tax. Why, sir? Because from this total tax, the assessee is going to be eligible for unilateral relief. And after taking that unilateral relief, which in this question is going to become working note, we will get our final tax. इसमें भी they are asking payable, but because there is no TDS or advance tax, the liability payable same है. If there was TDS, so we would have subtracted that TDS also to get payable. Correct? Hai? But now we have to do what? Complete our unilateral relief. And 90 किसके लिए? किसका सेक्शन है वो तू बोल. That is bilateral, no? One thing happens in country by country का DTAA, and then second happens in that specified association वाला agreements. Tax information exchange agreement, तो उसका section अलग है 90 है. Relief is 90, but unilateral is तो always 91. Now, when we have to calculate unilateral relief, what is the first step? कोई को पागल की तरह दे, again start solving. चलो sir, NTTI, चलो अरे we have already done that. Total income is done, tax is done. We will directly calculate average rate of tax in India, which is 9,12,600 divided by 35 lakh 50,000, 25 point. And what do we compare it with?
13.13.
Obviously, lower of the two, 13.33%. And finally, our relief is going to be doubly taxed income included in NTTI into 13.33%. वही 1 lakh. Question over? नहीं sir. Over, but come and complete this. 1 lakh का relief and 8,12,600. Correct है? Hello. चलो. Next question. Question number 3. ए क्या सोता है थोड़ी थोड़ी देर में? Question number 3.
An individual resident in India having income earned outside India in a country with which no DTAA exists ask you to explain whether the credit of the tax paid over the income in that country will be allowed to.
If there is no DTAA, I will get credit. देखो DTAA provides us something called a tax credit method. But if there is no DTAA, that tax credit method won't be allowed. But then will I get some relief from foreign tax? Which relief? Unilateral. Why do you say confidently that he will be eligible for unilateral? Matlab, do you realize this is once again a question on unilateral relief, but theory question. So unilateral relief, either they can ask you to solve a question, a problem solving, find out tax liability, or they can ask you in theory also. ये CA final है. देखो inter में things are very very restricted. I think you all were the last people who gave 60 marks का direct tax. From May 24 at inter direct tax has become 50 marks. So unfortunate. मतलब somebody has to go and ask board of studies, sir, how can weightage of strategic management and direct tax be same? We are doing CA. Chartered accountant का core subject is direct tax, and you are keeping the same weightage for strategic management. Very very unfair. It can't be same as IDT also because size ka difference is massive. But problem is that because of such less weightage, 50 marks ka syllabus mein 30% goes away in MCQs. Then that one big question of PGBP has become 15 marks. So they are left with very little, and thus their majority questions are basically calculate income from salary or house property. And now that salary house property don't exist in final, so the only time they can ask you question is inter. Residential status solve karo. So those type of questions come at inter. You don't get theory questions. At final, you can get these theory questions because paper ka weightage is 100. 30 gone in MCQ. Understand the pattern. Then we have 14 marks ka 5 questions. 14 into 5, 70. Maths aa raha hai samajh mein? Plus 30 mark MCQs. In that 14 ka 5 questions, they give you 6. You have to attempt any 5. One option. Usme first one is PGBP, which we will definitely solve because PGBP is a very scoring thing and it is guaranteed. So we know it is going to come. The remaining questions, every question will have weightage of 14, 14, 14, 14, 14. But there will be internal division. It can be 7 plus 7, 10 plus 4, 11 plus 3. If they want to ask a big question of 10 marks, then they have to put something for 4 marks. And then when they have to put something for 4 marks to make the total 14, so they ask questions like this. Theory questions. Theory questions will come. Sir, answer we have understood. Everyone gave the correct answer. Sir, resident hai to unilateral relief will be allowed. Exam mein, you can write in your own words, but only some words can be own words. This suggested answer here, abhi kya hai? I can read this answer for, it does not make sense to read the answer because all of you all are CA final students, you all know how to read and understand English. This language is directly taken from ICAI study material. I understand that it is not possible to write every word as it is. But your answer in your words should match this language at least 70, 75, up to 80% is also fine. Exact nahi to chalega, 20% own words ka usage is fine. Are you understanding? So for language, you can go through the answers whenever you are doing your self-study. Otherwise, that way you have understood what is the answer. Resident hai, so will be eligible for unilateral relief. Correct hai? Chalo. Question number 4.
The Income Tax Act 1961 provides for taxation of certain income earned by Mr. X. However, the DTAA which applies to X excludes such income from purview of tax. Is Mr. X liable to pay tax on the income earned by Mr.
I don't think I will give you half mark also for the correct answer. You know, question is very simple. According to Act, a particular income is taxable, and according to DTAA, that income is not taxable. DTAA has given you relief. So will you pay tax? Obviously no. That is the reason the DTAA is done by the two countries. No. So if the DTAA makes a particular income exempt, because ho sakta I have paid tax in the other country, so obviously then you don't have to pay tax in India. Correct? Hai? The question would have become difficult if it was other way around. Let me see if you are understanding. There is an income which according to the DTAA is taxable. You know DTAA bolega na, home country will take tax ke host country. So DTAA says pay tax in this country, don't pay in the other country. So taxable as per DTAA. But in the Act there is some exemption in section 10 for this income. Say for example agriculture income. As per DTAA it is written that any income from farming will be taxable in the country of source. And India is the country of source. So as per DTAA it is taxable. But section 10(1) mein agriculture income in India is exempt. So it is taxable as per DTAA. But exempt as per Act. Now what? Will you pay tax? Now will you pay tax? No. Because we pay tax as per normal income tax or DTAA. Whichever is beneficial to the taxpayer. Now yaad aaya? DTAA is optional. Hello? हाँ तो वही concept है. Okay? Question number 5.
Arif, a resident both in India and Malaysia, previous year 25-26, owns immovable properties, including residential house, at Malaysia and India. He has earned income of rupees 50 lakhs from rubber estates in Malaysia during the financial year 25-26. He also sold some property in Malaysia, resulting in short-term capital gain of rupees 10 lakhs during the year. Arif has no permanent establishment of business in India. However, he has derived rental income of 6 lakh rupees from property recovered in India, and he has a house in Lucknow where he stays during his visit. Article 4 of the DTAA between India and Malaysia provides that where an individual is resident of both contracting states, then he shall be deemed to be the resident of that contracting state in which he has permanent home available. If he has permanent home in both the contracting states, he shall be deemed to be resident of that contracting state with which his personal and economic relations are close. Center of vital interest. You are required to state with details whether the business income of Arif arising in Malaysia and the capital gain in respect of sale of properties situated in Malaysia will be taxed in India.
If I explain the question to you, this first paragraph is data about a taxpayer called Arif. Arif is a resident in which country, income in which country. Such data can be called as facts. Facts of. First paragraph hai. This data can be called facts of Arif. It is Arif who has this 50 lakh ka income or that 10 lakh ka income. If the assessee was not Arif, some other assessee, Aniket, so data would have been different. So data which is particular to an assessee will be called facts. After that, they have given you a paragraph from Article 4 of Double Taxation Avoidance Agreement between India and Malaysia, the two countries with which Arif has some financial connection. This will be the law. See, understand, whether it is income earned by Arif or income earned by Aniket, the Article 4 of the DTAA is going to be same. Something which is common, which applies to everyone, is the law, and data specific to an assessee will be called facts. Still, they are not asking you anything. Matlab, they are giving you the data and the law. Finally, this is the paragraph in which they have asked you the question. Ye question hai. This last line is the question. Now, before we start solving, I know some people are saying, sir, wo Indian, foreign, whichever is lower, that was good, sir, wo chalu rakho na. No, but question can come on any type. You will have to tell me this question is from which concept, which part of the chapter. Bilateral relief, because they have given the DTAA, and whenever they want to ask question on bilateral, they have to give you this paragraph. Correct? So can I say we will apply the agreement on Arif? Before applying the agreement, let us first summarize some facts about Arif. Arif has got connection with two countries, that is India and Malaysia. The question starts by telling us that Arif is a resident in both countries. Here is where problem starts. Please understand. Globally, there are two principles of tax: residence and source. When a country levies tax on source, I think it is reasonable, because you earn there, you pay there. You earn here, you pay here. Source tax is, I think, reasonable, logical, acceptable. You know, problem is tax because of residence, because residence ka tax is basically targeting income of other countries. Means you earn anywhere, but we want tax. Is that principle of residence? Do you understand? And sometimes some taxpayers are going to become residents of multiple countries. This is the toughest situation for the taxpayer. Is he resident in India as per Indian income tax and Malaysia? When you are a resident in multiple countries, we call it double residence. Listen to this statement. You will have to pay tax on all incomes in all countries. Say, I earn income here, but still taxable here, as well as here, obviously. Q, residence. I earn income here. Here it will be taxable, but here also it will be taxable. Yeah, short में बोलता हूँ. Hello. I'll just speak in short. Everything is taxable everywhere. Listen to this. Everything is taxable everywhere. Problem समझा? To solve this problem in international tax, there is a concept called tiebreaker. What do they call it? Tiebreaker. That whenever a person becomes resident in multiple countries, so in the treaty we will write that one of these residents we will keep and the other we will cancel. We will have to cancel the residence at one of the two places on the basis of what is given in the tiebreaker rule. And for that they have given you that treaty ka clause. This article 4 is basically the tiebreaker. That as per this, we will keep residence at one place and cancel residence of the other place. But for that you have to be clear about Arif ka data. So is he resident at both places? Correct. He owns immovable property including a house in both countries. I am not doing anything by myself. Whatever is data given in the question about Arif, I am only implementing. After that, I think they have given us income. He has got income from rubber plantations, that is PGBP 50 lakh in Malaysia, and I think some short-term capital gain of 10 lakh. A question ka data. And in India, what income does he have? I think only rental income of 6 lakh. Correct? Hai? I think this is the data of Arif. Income data we have written, rental income we have written, and house ka we have already written. Arif ka data is summarized. Now, here is the problem. He has Indian income of 6 lakh. Obviously taxable in India, residence and source, but taxable also in Malaysia. Why? Resident, so global income. He has got this 60 lakh, taxable in Malaysia. Q, residence and source, but taxable also in India, resident, global income. Or may I put it this way, that all the incomes will be taxable in both countries, which is why tiebreaker rule is required. We have to cancel one of them. And how will we cancel? That is given on the basis of Article 4, the tiebreaker rule. And after tiebreaker rule, we will see what question they have asked. They are saying this is strict reading only of the agreement. In bilateral ka questions, they will give us the agreement. The Article 4 of the DTAA between India and Malaysia provides that where an individual is resident of both contracting states, which are the two countries which are contracting, India and Malaysia, he shall be deemed to be resident of that contracting state in which he has a permanent home. Wait here. They are giving data to break the tiebreaker. Is he resident in both contracting states? So we have to apply tiebreaker. He will be considered as resident where he is having permanent home. This is the answer. So we go and check. Where does he have permanent home? So that means this has not solved our problem. This has increased our problem. Don't worry. If he has permanent home, they will continue because they know it is possible that he has permanent home. Where? So if he has permanent home in both contracting states, he shall be considered as resident. Where? Wherever he has got personal and economic relations closer, that country ka we will keep the residence and other country ka we will cancel. He will be considered as a resident of which country? Wherever his personal and economic relations are closer. Now with the data given in the question, we don't know कि आरिफ का personal relations are closer with which country, India or Malaysia. Means which country he has how many wives. Don't laugh, he is Arif, he is allowed to have 4. देखो अनिकेत होता तो it would have been only. This is not funny, this is a fact. ये acceptable है. Everyone has his or her belief, and there is logic behind that belief also. You often make fun of it because I tell my students के believe me bro, it is difficult to handle 1. How do you handle 4? Very difficult. I have experience, I'm telling you, no. Very difficult to handle 1. How do you handle 4? So most people are not aware, but I have had some students who have read the religious books of Islam, and that student had clear idea, sir, what is the logic? And that is why logic is important. He said, sir, Islam said you get married once by choice, whoever you like, because you have birth, it is your right as a human being, and get married to 3 widows of the community. Because Islam says that a Muslim male is capable enough that he can take care of the widows of the community. So get married to 3 widows, support the community. Which is why the religious books allow 4 marriages. We believe that we have that strength that we can handle. You can't handle 1, but we can handle 4. वो logic वो था. People use it for whatever reason because they don't know what is the logic. And that applies when it comes to learning of the law, that once you know what is the logic, you know how to apply it in daily life. So, Arif ka, as far as personal relations are concerned, we don't have data about wives. And supposingly you will say, sir, Aniket hota to. So listen, supposingly Aniket has wife in one country and children studying in another country. Possible, no? We are talking about personal relations here. No? Question bola iske liye. Not that I am here to discuss personal relations. I have great personal relations with some of my students, but not with everyone. Question is saying personal relations. Aniket has wife in one country, children in another country. Aniket, bol, whom are you closer to, wife or children? Bol. क्या मम्मी पापा? I know option में नहीं है क्या मम्मी पापा you are doing? He is playing safe. मम्मी पापा not in option. Between wife and children, whom are you closer? Stop thinking. You have got no idea. You have neither wife nor children. What are you thinking? सोच तो ऐसे रहा that he actually has any one of them. You have none. I have both. Children नहीं है, एक ही है, लेकिन I have both. One wife only and one child. Okay, wife, one. No, neighbor's wife is not included officially. One wife, one son, and it is very difficult to decide whom are you closer to. You know, every time you are asked when your child comes, who do you like more, me or mama? How do I say? With diplomatic, okay, politically correct, okay. Well, till the time you are under 10, I will love you more than mama. After you are more than 10, you will have no time for me. You will yourself not love me. You will love someone else. I will love mama. You have to be diplomatic. You have to play safe in these issues, and that is why I say you have a lot to learn from me other than tax. How to give replies to people, and I get paid only for tax. That is also too less. So we'll announce a separate batch for that. Okay. अभी के लिए पर्सनल रिलेशंस आरिफ का तो दे डोंट हैव डेटा, बट एज फार एज द इकोनॉमिक रिलेशंस आर कंसर्न, क्वेश्चन इज लाउड एंड क्लियर. हिज इकोनॉमिक रिलेशंस आर क्लोजर वेयर, that means we have to retain this residence and cancel this residence. Do you understand? Now the picture is very clear. Now if I ask you where is Arif a resident, then your answer will not be both. After tiebreaker, Arif is now a resident of Malaysia. And now comes the final question. Is his business income and capital gain of Malaysia, is it going to be taxable in India? Is this income taxable in India? Tell me one thing. Where is the source? Malaysia. And now where is the residence? So everything Malaysia. Will it be taxable in India? No. You understand? So this 60 will only be taxable in Malaysia. Wait. They are not asking us what about this. Because if I talk about this, residence Malaysia, source India. So again confused. Which country? So for that there will be more clauses in the DTAA. They have not given us any further clause. So they are not asking about this. See, if they ask a question on this 6 lakh, so they will give data also. Their target was to ask about 60. They gave you enough data that you can answer about 60. I hope you are understanding what is happening. Correct hai? Chalo. So tiebreaker rule understood? Very important concept in international tax rules. It will come in one of the chapters again later in our syllabus. Okay. At that time I will tell you कि मैंने first chapter में I did a question on Arif with you. Let me see how many people remember. Which were the 2 countries I will ask. हाँ तभी we will say Aniket का children and wife. Maybe you will remember with that. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, deviyo sajjano mitro, take a deep breath, because every chapter will have that one question which is a summary of the entire chapter. Such questions I call them the Gita, Quran, Bible, Agam, Guru Granth Sahib, Kalpa Sutra, whichever religion you believe in. Such a question is considered as the holy book of that particular chapter. Whichever book you believe in, ye question if you do, you basically are preparing yourself for the entire chapter. Unilateral relief ka biggest possible question. If you can solve this, you can solve anything on unilateral. You are understanding? So question number 6 will serve that purpose, and let's start, please.
Mr. Vikas, age 60 years, a resident is deriving following incomes in India, country A and country B. Compute the total income and tax liability, assuming that India does not have a DTAA with the following provisions. Ensure AMT provisions. Indian income from business in Mumbai 9,20,000, investment savings account 64,000. Income in country A and the tax rate of 12%. Agricultural income 17,000. Royalty income gross 8 lakhs. Expenses for earning royalty income 70,000. Income in country B at the rate of tax 23%. Dividend income 2,25,000. Rent from housing country B 3,30,000. Municipal taxes paid up for above houses 10,000.
बस full stop हो गया. Don't read further. अभी आंसर है. When people come all the way here, डेटा तो रीड कर लिया. Now they are like, हाँ तो, अरे तो नहीं. What is the required part of the question is already given in the first para itself. What are they asking you? Compute the total income and tax. See, till now the questions that we solved, one Indian income, one foreign income, Indian foreign equal to total, Indian tax, foreign tax, whichever is low. But actual big exam question, chota small question, 4-6 marks ka, it will be that kind of question. This question will come for about 8 marks or something. So there will be lots and lots of incomes. So many different incomes. If you start thinking about all of them together, sir, agriculture kya tha, sir, royalty ke liye I remember something, sir, dividend is taxable or not taxable. If you think about everything together, you will make mistakes. Simple question. Are you right now thinking about direct tax, indirect tax, FR, AFM, all 4 together? You're thinking about all of them together? Some are like, sir, DTB, sochne do, we are thinking on. No? You can't be thinking about multiple things at one time. So take it one at a time. One at a time. Don't think about everything together. Ek karke. What will be the tax treatment of business income in Mumbai? Will it be taxable, not taxable? Don't forget he is a resident. So one thing is for sure, wherever he is earning income, it is going to be taxable. These incomes are taxed in the foreign country also. That means, can I say these incomes are resulting in double taxation? And unfortunately, India does not have DTAA. When India does not have DTAA, then the only way of giving him relief was unilateral. And now we know we will get unilateral because he is a matlab. Question will be first the total income, like Kalpesh Kumar, then calculate the tax liability without any relief, and then give the relief on the basis of Indian tax or foreign tax, whichever is lower, and you will get your final tax payable. Correct hai everyone? But when so many incomes are given, and in fact exam it will be like this only, there is a way of solving such questions. What are the 2 things that they are asking you? Total income and tax. Please understand, if they ask you total income and tax, what will you do first? Income ke tax. Are you thinking sir tax pehle kaise aayega? So I'll be very clear with you. Dekho, let me prepare you for the real life. Welcome to the world of practicing chartered accountants. I am a Marwadi. I have Marwadi relatives. Some of them are my clients. I avoid my relatives as clients because one problem is they are Marwadi. Second problem is that they want everything free. It does not work like that. I have spent years and years of developing the knowledge that I have. I don't work for free for anyone. Neighbor's wife also I charge professional fees. अब तुम बोलना मत ना sir kind. नहीं. I don't mix my profession with anything. वहाँ पे pure monetary consideration. They will come to you, and irrespective of देखो my Marwadi relatives or your relatives, ultimately they are Indian relatives. They will come with you, come to you and tell you, sir, इस साल ना मेरा 50,000 का TDS है. Listen ना, how much is the TDS? 50,000. Sir, ma'am, I don't want to pay anything extra. Please make sure that my tax does not come more than. But at the same time, I want to declare income in white. So I don't want refund also. मतलब जो गया, let it go. I don't want to pay also further. I don't want any refund. Please make sure that my TDS becomes my tax liability. So that final amount is not payable, not refundable. मतलब we have decided that tax 50,000. Okay. For 50,000 का tax, how much should be the income? अरे यार income ज्यादा आ रहा है. Okay. Expense account debit to cash account. अरे यार income कम आ रहा है. Okay. Cash account debit to sales account. Tuition fees received in cash. Bro, you yourself are studying what? Class 11, 12. You are getting tuition fees. वो भी clubbing होएगा if you are a minor. Are you following what I am trying to say? Okay. So we are very smart at that. However, when it comes to exam life, you have to first solve income. So be clear. If they ask you total income and tax, first income then tax. If they ask you only income, obviously only income. Supposingly they ask you calculate tax. So क्या? Still first income then tax, no? Think about it. Only tax also first income. The first step that we will do is, when you write NTTI on your answer paper, please pay attention. You have to take a pause of a second and understand that NTTI in the previous questions had only two things. So we wrote Indian income, foreign income, we finished it. But when so many things are given, you can't just write them country wise. NTTI is not calculated country wise. NTTI is calculated head by head. So what you have to do is go and identify one by one. My mind is thinking what? First, head of income, income from salary. Is there income from salary? If there is salary, write it. So no, if there is no salary, don't waste time. Next, income from house property. है क्या? हाँ है sir. So write income from house property. Finish it. Then next, PGBP. PGBP है? हाँ sir. Write PGBP. Next, capital gain. If there is capital gain, write it. Next, other sources. One by one, think about one head of income at a time. If you start thinking about all these amounts together, then you will end up confusing yourself. One thing at a time, one step at a time. You give first foundation, then inter, then final. You don't give all the three together. One amount at a time, one step at a time, one subject at a time. Small efforts, big results. Both simple. Is that clear? So we will think about one head at a time and write that head of income in the order of heads, not in the order in which they have given. Country wise, we don't make NTTI. We make NTTI head wise. So first, head of income. We will think a lot, but write limited things. We don't write everything we think. We don't speak everything we think. Otherwise, we will have no relations. So think everything. Write what is required. Salary. Bolo. 9. If it is not there, don't say salary not there. A time pass ki dukan. If it is not there, don't write anything. Go to the next head of income. That is house property. He has house property. And in DTAA chapter, no, you always write the country also, so that you know that at the time of calculation of foreign tax relief, you will need this. This is country B. Rate of tax 23, na? 12% is A. Fantastic. What is his rent given to us? 3,30,000. So outer column में taxable house property 3,30,000. नहीं sir, it will be inner column 3,30,000. Because income tax का principle is that whenever any expenditure is incurred for the purpose of earning income, we will get deduction. If for this house property there is municipal taxes paid, देखो foreign income पे tax we are paying, तो foreign taxes का credit also we will get. Municipal taxes का deduction is given only if they are paid. Unpaid ka you don't get, but they are paid. So we will give the deduction of 10,000, and outer column mein we will write 3 lakh and Popat. Sir, you said house property is not there in the syllabus, but still they ask like this. And they won't test you into the detail ke pre-construction interest de, ke arrears of salary, ke unrealized rent recovered, salary bola, arrears of rent or unrealized rent recovered. But basic you should know that this is GAB, this is NAB, and minus interest नहीं दिया है, तो deduction के अंदर all we have to subtract is standard deduction at the rate of 30%, and after taking this standard deduction, final answer will be 2,24,000. तो सुनो, as a student, your current job is, आप please समझो that solving this question is not the objective, it is already solved. Objective of solving questions in class is not to give you solutions, because most of you all are currently focusing on bringing solutions. Objective is, sir, इधर मैंने mistake किया, and you know your mistake. Supposingly you said कि sir standard deduction आएगा, you didn't make the mistake, so no problem, but you made the mistake, I made the mistake, so whoever makes the mistake will write this. So don't solve the questions in rough, and next time you open, you only don't know what you have written. Next time when you open your book, so you should solve the question properly in fair, so that you know where you have made mistake. Hello, समझा? So whoever could not recollect standard deduction, make this mark, and this you will be doing in all the questions. If at all, yeah, तो better है कि you don't solve only, you focus on क्या, participating in the class, give the answers, and you can then later on check wherever you have gone wrong. In the suggested answer only you can mark, मतलब textbook में जो question solved है ना, over there you can mark, or alternatively if you are solving with me, at least please make sure that you have these markings. House property done, and some are like, sir हो गया sir, हाँ अरे नहीं, thinking क्या है, house property done. So now next, profits and gains of business or profession. Does he have PGBP? Yes. What does he have? Income from profession in Mumbai, मतलब Indian income, no? हाँ, how much? 9,20,000. I have written it in the outer column. When I write this, I'll show you this business income in the outer column. Some students interrupt over there and say, sir, direct outer column में नहीं आएगा sir, because if there are multiple incomes, we write them in the inner column, and total we should take in the outer column. So check करो if there is any PGBP. See, this won't be PGBP. This will go in IFOS. Dividend income won't be PGBP. Rent we have already taken. Royalty is also taxable under IFOS, bro. Royalty is also taxable. I'll tell you why. Logic है. What is royalty? I create an intangible asset and give it to someone. For example, I create a book and someone else is making and selling it. So am I involved every day? No. So then it can't be PGBP. PGBP means daily involvement. Royalty is side income. You create the asset and give it. Correct or no? The royalty IFOS. हाँ. But then there is this one question. Sir, ये income तो आएगा ना in PGBP. While I am about to answer that student का doubt, other student interrupts and says, "ये पागल, agriculture तो वो नहीं, तू पागल." The first student is right. Is this agriculture income taxable? Yes. Because section 10(1), the section that has granted exemption on agriculture income, का text, का statement goes like this. Listen to the statement: rent or revenue. Rent is also exempt. Supposingly farmer is tenant, so landlord का rent is also exempt. Rent or revenue from land in India used for agriculture purpose is exempt. Agriculture income is exempt only if agriculture is done in India. Foreign agriculture income is taxable. Too basic of inter. Is that clear? Sir, the first question. Is the first student right in saying that this is taxable? Second student who said exempt, that student is wrong. First student right. Now if it is taxable, then sir you should write in PGBP. So wait, I'll continue. Is foreign agriculture taxable? But it can be taxable only for residents. Use your brain. Source is outside. The non-resident को भी can't levy tax. Foreign agriculture can be taxable only for resident, क्योंकि then only tax can come. No, think about non-resident का foreign income can't be taxable. Now, because of this, there is an assumption in income tax law. They are assuming you are resident. So where will you normally live? In India. And where is your income? Outside India. So this can't be your main income, it is your side income. ऐसा assumption है. I disagree with the assumption, because I can have business income without being involved daily. My staff is handling it. But they assume क्या? that this won't be my main income and therefore this agriculture income will be. I'll make you write the note, you don't need to write anything. Pura ka pura explanation understand, I'll make you write a note. This income is taxable, but IFRS. So my question is, in this solution, will I write agriculture income?
Yes.
Will I write in the solution? Yes, but will I write it here? No. Where will I write it? Correct hai? I will be writing it under income from other sources. Everyone clear? Everyone clear? But iske upar we will write a bit. This note we will not write in the ongoing chapter because this was nothing. This, think about it. Abhi tak DTAA ka any discussion has not taken place in this question. But you realize this question will test your knowledge of house property, other sources, DTAA ka, tax calculation ka knowledge. It is going to test your knowledge of exempt income also. Chapter 6 ka deduction also. Lots and lots of things will be tested. Such questions are very, very important. Okay, ये note कहाँ लिखोगे? In your notebook, if you are taking down the class notes, you reserve the last 3-4 pages of your notebook. For what? Scribbling करने के लिए? Scribbling करने के लिए नहीं. Last 3-4 pages of your notebook will be used for what purpose? We will write special income tax notes. General knowledge on income tax, ऐसा कुछ. Okay, because this explanation is not from this chapter. This explanation is like general knowledge on income tax. So please make sure that wherever you are writing those notes, you want to write it in the last 4 pages of your notebook. Okay, somewhere in between you want to fold and keep 4 pages separate and then continue the book. Wherever you keep it, please make sure that those 3-4 pages are with you till your exam. ऐसा नहीं कि today last page पे you write the notes, then one day you want to cut your nails, you tear the page and cut your nails. अरे वो नेल कट करने के लिए नोटबुक का लास्ट पेज यू मस्ट बी टेयरिंग नो कि क्या करता है बालकनी पे खड़ा खड़ा यू जस्ट कट योर नेल्स लाइक दिस फ्रॉम द विंडो एंड थ्रो देम हु आर यू चंपक चाचा बालकनी में खड़ा खड़ा ऐसे रास्ते के ऊपर पीपल आर वॉकिंग एंड यू कट योर डस्टबिन में डायरेक्ट कर विदाउट यूजिंग एनी पेपर न्यूज़पेपर पेपर ए भगवान पार्टिसिपेट लाइक दैट व्हेन वी सॉल्व क्वेश्चंस they are actually discussing with me nails कैसे कट होता है. तो don't use that notebook का last page for stupid purposes, scribbling purposes. X and 0 खेलने के लिए X and 0 को my son told me daddy it is tic tac toe. हम तो X and 0 ही बोलते थे. He said it is tic tac toe. अच्छा क्या नया thing he taught me. हाँ. Don't you अच्छा you were taught tic tac toe नहीं? सुनो हाँ तो वो उसके लिए डोंट यूज द पेज मैं वही समझा यूज योर पेज फॉर राइटिंग द नोट्स एंड राइट दैट फर्स्ट स्पेशल नोट फर्स्ट वी विल कंप्लीट दैट नोट वी विल कम बैक एंड कंप्लीट द क्वेश्चन अबाउट एग्रीकल्चर इनकम व्हाटएवर आई टोल्ड यू आई एम समराइजिंग इट फर्स्ट नोट हेडिंग कैन बी जनरल नोट्स ऑन इनकम टैक्स या जनरल नॉलेज ऑन इनकम टैक्स या स्पेशल नोट्स ऐसा वी नीड अबाउट 2 or 3 pages not more than that different chapters again and again we will come back to this special page special note writing page and we will write the notes 2-3 pages हाँ ज्यादा don't leave so much space 2-3 pages maximum okay general notes on income tax special notes on income tax any heading is okay first note point number 1 in this agriculture income is exempt only if in India I am not making you write the correct grammar short में we have to write notes quick revision we want agriculture exempt only if in India इतना ही लिखो agriculture exempt only if in India agriculture income exempt only if in India full stop continue outside India equal to taxable only for resident only taxable writing is not enough you will say outside India equal to taxable only for resident correct hai? Under IFRS outside India taxable only for resident under IFRS so full statement is agriculture income exempt only if in India outside India taxable only for resident under IFRS so will this agriculture income come in my solution yes but later under IFRS sir royalty के लिए no need to write any note right now because IFRS is there in the syllabus so IFRS में we will cover up the royalty is that clear So whenever required, we will come back to the special notes writing page to complete it. Chalo, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead. PGBP only one income. We go ahead. Next head of income. What are you thinking? You have to think and write. Huh? Capital gains. Not there. If it is not there, don't write it. And finally, your last head of income, that is IFOS. IFOS के अंदर this assessee has got multiple incomes, so we will write all of them one by one. एक काम करो, you know what should be your strategy when you choose IFOS? Go and read all these incomes one last time, because anything that has not come till now will come under I. And second, by chance, supposingly you miss this rent first time, so while going through, you'll realize, अरे यार ये rent रह गया. Then let's write income from house property. It will serve as a double check. You've studied that concept, internal control system. Internal check, work is automatically checked. You just recently finished your audit syllabus, if I am not wrong. Internal check पता है, वही है. That read every amount again so that you know क्या. हाँ, तो business done. Income from saving account, interest income. How much? So whatever we have not taken till now, we will take everything. Saving account is in India only, so we don't need to write country. Next, country A ka income, agriculture. Finally, are we going to write this agriculture? But because it is foreign, so please make sure you write the country and the rate of tax. 8 lakh rupees? नहीं, अच्छा 8 lakh तो वो है royalty. 72,000. Next income, royalty income. Gross income is 8 lakh. But then to earn that royalty income, we have some expense. And IFOS का calculation is also income minus expense. देखो, salary gives standard deduction, house property gives standard deduction, and capital gain gives cost of acquisition. For limited purposes, now we have something called index cost. But PGBP IFOS का system is actual income minus actual expense. So for royalty, we have income of 8 lakh minus expense given 70,000, giving us taxable amount of 7 lakh 30,000. Clear? And I think we have one more income, last income, that is country ka name we will write. Dividend income, because rental income we have already taken. Royalty is country A 12%, and finally we have dividend income from country B, where rate of tax is 23%. 2 lakh 25,000, giving you your total income from other sources as IFOS. 10 lakh 91,000, and this total will become your, now bro, gross total income. Why? 22 lakh 35,000. Now when I write GTI here, some people object, sir क्या कर रहे हो sir? Sir, there is no data given about any chapter 6 deduction, and still you are taking GTI. 9. This time the interest is interest on saving account, so we will get deduction under TTT. Popot! Welcome to direct tax. Mr. Vikas is senior citizen, so he will be covered in section. Ab suno, now this would have been saving or FD or RD, still the answer is same. He will get deduction under 80. If his age was not 60, it was 59, so chapter 6 deduction will still come, but TTA and limit will be 10,000. But then sir, वो रोहित के question में, that was FD. TTA covers only saving, TTB covers saving FD RD. TTB is resident 60 years, TTA is other individuals, non-resident will also get covered. So this assessee is resident senior citizen, and therefore whether saving or FD, he will be eligible under 80 TTB. ये correct है? So minus chapter 6 deduction, 80 TTB rupees कितना? 64. सुनो, the mistakes possible. You don't take the deduction, You are wrong. If I have to ask this in MCQ, how I will ask? 0. I will give 10,000. Those who say 80 DTA will write 10. I will give 64, the actual amount. And I will also give obviously 50,000. Correct? So only one chapter 6 a deduction of 50,000 rupees. And NTTI comes to rupees. Hidden adjustment. Hidden. Don't care. It is hidden. You won't get it. Hidden adjustment. You won't get it. 80 QQB. Royalty income. See, the royalty income included here is 730. So against that we can take maximum 3 lakh. Agar this was 230, so I would have taken 230. It has to be this amount or 3 lakh, whichever is lower. Correct? Hai? So TTB ka 50, royalty ka 3 lakh, total deductions 3 lakh 50,000. नहीं. Net taxable total income 18 lakh 85,000. Net taxable total income क्या है bro? 18 lakh 85,000. Clear है everyone? 80 QQB का भी डिडक्शन आएगा. आ गया, ले लिया. Okay. In case I by chance at that instant miss the message in the chat box, I am keeping a track of the chat box also at regular intervals.
इंटरप्शन पड़ेगा टैक्स का. समझे अगर हम यहाँ पे कंपनी को कंप्लीट अलाउ करते हैं बेनिफिट दे रहे रेट है
कंपनीज को
115 बीएबी.
हाँ
अगर लेसर रेट में बता कि कितने को डिडक्शन को हटा रहे हैं क्या तो ये
हाँ यस
जैसे जब हम इसमें करते हैं तो अभी डिडक्शन 80% का 3 लाख होती है तो एक्सपेंस जो 70,000 जो बाहर इनकम किया है वो अलाउ नहीं होना चाहिए.
For companies in 115 BAB, it is specifically written क्या कि you won't get any deduction against your house property income and your other sources income. But in none of the other sections of new regime, it is written like this. First. Secondly, right now we did not calculate tax. We calculated income. अब इस income के ऊपर we will go and calculate tax. So now when we calculate tax, first question, we will calculate as per old regime and new regime. We have to do both. As far as old regime is concerned, तो old का तो tax has to be calculated on 1885 only because all the expense का deduction, chapter 6A का deduction, whatever is given in normal income tax, we have considered everything. Now if you calculate new मतलब 115 BAC, that you will calculate on what? इसमें you have to go and see कि new regime का 115 BAC has prohibited what? 115 BAC has not prohibited deduction in LOP. ये LOP है. Hello. If this was SOP, तो SOP में interest का deduction is not allowed. ऐसा लिखा है 115 BAC के. But this is LOP. Am I showing income? I am allowed to take deduction. Listen to me. Companies को 15% इतना लो है that we can't give this deduction. If it was 115 BAB का company, तो in that house property and other sources का deduction of expenses are also not allowed. ऐसा लिखा था हमने. No other deduction under 115 BAB. Last point, go and check. लेकिन यहाँ पे the rate of tax will go. Even in the new regime, it will go to 15%, 20%. That also from this year. Last year again the rates were different, and thus we are going to get this deduction. You just have to see, is there any deduction here which is prohibited in 115 BAC? Nothing. SOP होता तो we would have taken. PGBP तो direct answer only they have given. Here also I have not taken any deduction except the expense, and new regime in 115 BAC has nowhere said that expense is disallowed. The expense will be allowed. So what is the only thing that I have taken here which is not allowed in new regime? Chapter 6A का deduction. That means I have to see my income before taking only this much. Yeah, so you take 1885 and add back, or you can simply observe कि इसका मतलब this income becomes my income as per. Correct है? So we will calculate on 22 lakh. Understood? Okay. Now let's calculate. What is going to be your basic tax? मेरे को देखना है basic tax. What is your basic tax? Old regime. How much का 30%? 8,85,000 का 30% plus 1,12,500. हाँ 1 lakh. See, अगर विकास का एज earlier you did not check, तो again you will go wrong. I don't believe that you are so stupid that यहाँ पे you don't remember it is senior citizen, but यहाँ पे you remember. If you make a mistake here, you will make a mistake here also. You understand? 885 का 30% plus 1,10,000 is, तो amount बोलना 375. 1,10,000 you have added, no? And your new regime का tax on 22,35,000 basic tax. Last 235 will go in 25%. $20 lakh पे 2 लाख होता है, 0, 20, 40, 60 and 1 lakh and 80. You calculate. $258 basic tax है. 235 का 25% also you have added. 258. देखो, if you talk about this amount, old regime has not changed so many years. Your inter and final also it was same. So this amount is correct because every year it is this only. But this amount is new for everyone because slabs have changed. So be double sure. If later on there is any mistake in this calculation, I will give you only 2 tight slabs, because I have not memorized the amounts. Everyone is sure this? This is 258, 750. Okay, next step. एक मिनट, साई मेरे को एक बात. This is lower, no? So we have to choose this and go ahead. अरे ये lower है तो इसका 4% also lower. नहीं, if this is higher, average rate will be higher. Average rate higher, तो relief will also be higher. So we don't have to see here. We will see the final answer. Correct है? हाँ तो बोल. Next step. Average rate. Add HEC 4%. So what is your total tax? 395.20 is it? रट्टा मारे, रट्टा नहीं मारा, एवरी ईयर इट इज कमिंग. ये नहीं मारा सेकंड वाला. 269 100. You are sure of these amounts? अभी समर लाइक के सर अभी हो नहीं. नाउ वी हैव टू डू एवरेज रेट ऑफ टैक्स as per old and as per new. Here it will be 395.20 divided by 18,85,000, and here it will be 269,100 divided by 2235. So average rate of tax in India comes to 20.72% here. 12.04 आ रहा है. You sure, no? And now what to do with this average rate? Compare with foreign rate. So this question combines 2 foreign rates with India ka also 2 rates, old and new. So 4 comparisons we will have to do, whichever is lower, lower, lower. Country A ka rate is, and country B ka rate is. So if I have to now choose whichever is lower, I will have to choose regime by regime, country by country. For example, old regime, country A is 12 and India is 20.72. So my relief will be 12. Country B is 23 and India is, so my relief will be. You are understanding what is happening? Okay, new regime, country A and Indian tax rate. So relief at 12% and country B ka relief 12.04%. That means, do you realize on what amounts how we have to calculate our relief? बस तो टाइम आ गया है to take the calculation of relief. Relief under section 91. Hello, everyone is with me? चलो, old regime, new regime, country A, country B. At least rate तो we have decided. यही रेट अप्लाई करना. करेक्ट एवरीवन? क्वेश्चन ये है ब्रो, क्वेश्चन ये है ऑन व्हाट अमाउंट. ओके, वी विल फर्स्ट टॉक अबाउट कौन सा रेजिम करना है. यू वांट टू डू विच रेजिम? ओल्ड रेजिम. चलो ओल्ड रेजिम, लेट्स गो एंड चेक. कंट्री ए का इनकम्स ये है, तो कैन आई से 8,72,000 वी विल टेक? नहीं, क्यों? बिकॉज फ्रॉम 8 lakh वी हैव टेकन एक्सपेंस का डिडक्शन, तो इनकम में वी हैव नॉट टेकन ओनली, सो वी विल टेक 730 and 72, 8,02,000. yes or no? Popat. Against this royalty income we have taken 3 lakh ka deduction of 80 QQB. That means the final answer in our NTTI is what? मैं बता दूं. We have, check करना, we have 1 8 lakh का income, 2 we have 72,000 का income, but from this we have taken 70,000 का expense and 3 lakh का chapter 6A. That means the effective amount on which relief will be calculated is only 5,02,000. Understood everyone? Okay. ये same country A का calculation if we have to do as per new regime, जो 12% का relief we have to calculate here, then that will be what amount? Same only, no? 5 lakh to same to same. नहीं, तो you tell me, अभी you tell me what is going to be the answer here. 8 lakh 2. Sir, why 8 lakh 2? Because 70,000 expense का deduction I have still taken. So which is the only deduction that I have not taken in the new regime? 80 QQB. So this will be 8 lakh 2,000 का 12%. Correct? And now let's talk about country B. Country B का क्या क्या income है? We have dividend income and rental income. तो ये total 5,55,000 will become our amount. So you only tell me what will become our amount. Is 225 fully taxed in both countries? 225? Yes. But is 330 fully taxed in both countries? No. In that country, we may have taken municipal tax ka deduction, whatever, we don't know. But in India, we have taken not just municipal tax ka deduction, but also standard deduction. So effectively in Indian income, we have included house property income only of 2,24,000. And that is whether old regime or new regime. That means the total amount on which double tax is applicable is 225 ka dividend plus 224 ka rental income, that is 4,49,000 ka 20.72%. And what about new regime? The amount is same only. Here also it will be 4,49,000 only, because there is no difference. 12.04%. So this relief plus this relief will be the total relief as per old regime. And this relief plus this relief will be the total relief as per new regime. Are you understanding this? Give me the total relief as per old regime and new regime, please. $502 into 12% M plus 449 into 20.72% M plus MRC. 50,000. Are you sure about this? ये check कर लो, because left side it is correct, I know that. Right side please double check. पक्का right है? And this will give us our final tax. In old regime, what tax I was getting? 3,95,20. From this 395,20, I will subtract 153,273. 237, 247. तेरा कैसे सब अमाउंट रॉन्ग आ रहा है? 395.20 minus 153,273. Correct है? And what about new regime? 269,100 minus 153,300. 1 lakh 80,000, 18,800. Obviously, this being the lower of the two, we will suggest the assessee to pay tax as per the new regime. New regime comes with its own risks. You will have to check. Then this guy is a guy who has income under business. So as he exercised the option, Has he gone to old and come back to new? Has he gone to old and stays in old? Accordingly, your answer also will change. But for that, then they have to give you extra data. Otherwise, you solve as per both and choose one. Everyone is clear? Toughest possible question. If you are able to solve this, then you can solve anything. Now, the other questions will sound and appear so easy once you are done with this. Let's go and finish. Is there a printing mistake in the suggested answer? $153.45 क्यों आ रहा है मेरा? अच्छा 12.04 you all did. एक काम कर, tell me one thing. 269,100 divided by 20 to 35 into 100. 0.040 आ रहा है. हाँ, then probably there is a printing mistake. ये 0.5 के हिसाब से solve किया. Therefore there is some rounding of difference. You can change that much, not a problem. वो 0.4 के हिसाब से you can solve it. Okay. Question number 7.
A resident associate earns a foreign income of 78,800, out of which 50% is eligible for reduction in charges of tax. The foreign income was also subjected to tax reduction at source in the foreign country with which India had no agreement for avoidance of double taxation. The assessee claimed relief under Section 91 of the Income Tax Act in respect of the whole of foreign income. Discuss the contention of the assessee with respect to provisions of Income Tax Act.
If out of the income that he has earned, 50% he has taken deduction, so only the other 50% is included in NTTI. So he wants relief on the entire amount. What do you have to comment on this? Not allowed, because relief will be allowed only on that amount that has been included in your NTTI. If you include only half, the relief will also be only half. Understood? समझ में आ रहा है ना? Okay. So very easy question. Question number 8.
Cosmos Limited, a company incorporated in Mauritius, has a branch office in Hyderabad, opened in April 20. The Indian branch has filed return of income for assessment year 26-27 disclosing income of 50 lakhs. It paid tax at the rate applicable to domestic company, that is 30% plus cess on the basis of paragraph 2 of Article 24, non-discrimination of double taxation avoidance between India and Mauritius, which reads as follows: the taxation on permanent establishment which an enterprise of contracting state has in the other contracting state shall not be less favorably levied in that other state than the taxation levied on enterprise of that other state carrying on same activities in the same circumstances. However, the EU computed tax on Indian branch at the rate applicable to foreign country, that is 35% plus cess. Is the action of EU in accordance with?
हे भगवान सर, क्या है ये? Taxation on permanent establishment not favorably charged. Tell me one thing. Which part of the question of the chapter is the question from? Unilateral ke bilateral? Bilateral, because there is DTAA. And under bilateral, वैसे every agreement has different calculation, but there are some common points. Which point is this on? We will not tax your assessees more than our assessees. वो point क्या था? No, non-discrimination. We will not discriminate against your taxpayers. Correct? That means we have promised Mauritius that your taxpayers will not be paying higher tax than our taxpayers. Still, AO did what? AO levied higher rate. Foreign company का higher rate is 35%. So is he doing discrimination? So that becomes violation of non-discrimination. Yes or no? No. लगाया तो higher rate. However, non-discrimination will not be applicable to corporate assessees. So for corporate assessees, we are allowed to levy higher rate of tax. The action of the assessing officer is valid and justified. याद आया? Non-discrimination. Okay. And the last question of the chapter.
Samira India Limited has turnover exceeding 400 crores every year. For the PY 2026, the following amounts are noted from the audited books of account of the taxpayer. Income from business in India 28 lakhs. Income from business in foreign country with whom India has doubled. India's DTAA 21,60,000. According to DTAA, 21,60,000 is taxable in India. However, it is also to be taxed in foreign country at the rate 11.85%, which can be offset against Indian tax liability. Find out the Indian tax liability for the assessment year 26-27. Ignore section 115 BAA and 115 EA.
Ignore these two means what? Ignore these two means what? New regime. New regime ignore. That means pay tax as per old regime. And old regime mein this data is useful. This will help you to decide the rate of tax applicable will be. But 30 no, because exceeding 400 crores every year. Correct hai? This is Indian income. Is this going to be taxable? This is foreign income. Is this also going to be taxable? But on this foreign income, the assessee has also paid tax in the foreign country at 11.85%. Hello. So, can you tell me what part of the chapter is this question from? Unilateral ke bilateral? Bilateral, because they have given us agreement. And under bilateral, which concept? Come on. Tax credit method. Will India take tax? Yes. Is that foreign country also taking tax? Yes. But one of them will give credit of the tax paid in the other. Whether we follow tax credit method or tax exemption method, question will tell us. Question has given us that India may you can take credit. And which country will give credit, that also they have given us. So all you are required to do is calculate the tax on Indian income, on the total income in India here, Indian tax, and against that you have to take this credit. Very, very easy question. Question number 9. Step number 1 is calculate the tax in India. What will be the basic tax on total income of 49,60,000 at the rate of 30%, because old regime more than 400 crore. 14,88,000. Now see, income is 49,60,000. If it was greater than 50 lakhs, so we would have added. Huh? Nahin? If it is greater than 50 lakh, the surcharge will come for individual HUF, but it won't come for company. Company ka surcharge will come after, company partnership form after 1 crore. These are places where you have to be careful. So, no surcharge, rebate. क्या सेस add हाँ बोलते हैं add HEC at 4% and you get your total tax 15 lakh. This is total tax. Now against this total tax we are eligible for tax credit. At what rate you have paid tax? So 49,60,000 into 11.85. Nine. You have paid double tax only on 2160, and thus you will get credit only and only on 21,60,000. This will be your foreign tax credit, and this will be your final tax. See, amounts are not important. Your 21,60,000 into 11.5%. You have a calculator, purchased or rented, but you have a calculator. You don't need brains, you need calculator. That amount will come, you have to subtract and start developing comfort with your calculator, your love and affection, because remember you are a CA student, #forever single. That's the only romantic story that you are going to have in your life, you and your calculator, #couple challenge. So please develop affection towards your calculator, where you should use memory function M+, M-, MRC. This will be done. You know what I have to add as far as this question is concerned? One small piece of knowledge, that supposingly this foreign rate was not 11.85 but 41.85. Please pay attention. That means in India, I am paying tax on this 21,60,000 at 30 plus 4%, 31.2. 30% basic plus 4% cess. But in foreign country, I have paid 41.85. Even if India gives credit, it will maximum give credit at the rate that we have given. See, end of the day, it is going to be our tax or foreign tax, whichever is lower only. But here 11.85 is lower than Indian rate, therefore we are giving full credit. But even when we are giving full credit, remember, first of all, only on doubly tax income. And secondly, this rate is not because that country charged it. This rate is because the lower of the two is this rate. Agar India ka tax rate would have been lower than this, so relief will be given always at the lower of the two rates. Ye clear hai? Everyone? Alright, then ladies and gentlemen, congratulations, badai ho, abhinandan. That is your chapter double taxation avoidance agreement along with the questions? Thank you very, very much. Hello and welcome everyone. This is Professor Siddharth Surana. I hope you guys are doing good. मैं तो हमेशा मस्ती रहता हूँ. Let's go ahead in our syllabus. Third chapter of your subject, CA Final Direct Tax. We are, as long as there is no, requirement, we will go in the order of the textbook only. Third chapter, mode of acceptance and repayment of loans. This chapter is going to impose a restriction, and understand, income tax law cannot prohibit you from taking loans. Income tax law cannot prohibit you from repaying loans. No, bas tere income tax law. I have taken loan, it is prohibiting me from repaying. This law is made for Malia. No, they are not prohibiting you from taking or repaying. They are putting a restriction on the mode. And you want to guess which mode they want to restrict. And thus, when if someone tells me that this chapter ka full name is very big. Again and again I will have to, tomorrow morning I will start and say, let us continue our chapter, mode of acceptance and repayment of, bahut lamba ho jata. So to keep it short, nickname hai, nickname. Kya? Cash flow. Because in any case, prohibition, restriction is cash. So short name is cash flows. Full name is mode of acceptance and repayment of loans. If you have done tax audit ever in life, so you already know what is this chapter. This chapter is covered in two sections. We have a section 269 SS and we have a section 269 T. For acceptance it is this section, for repayment it is this section. So tax audit already covers this concept. But in case you have not done tax audit, maybe you worked in some other department. In case you have done but you don't remember anything, which is very normal considering that Gajni movie was made for CA students. And in case you don't go to office only, a dummy article. So I can't assume that you know this because of your office exposure. Inter ke syllabus mein this section was not there. So we will discuss in final, assuming that no one knows anything about it. If you know a few things about it, please control yourself, because there are people who don't know, and here we are catering to all the students together, not an individual student ka private tuition. So please allow me to explain it to those who have no idea. As an auditor, it is our duty that in my audit report I examine whether my client has complied with these two sections, and in case there is any violation done by the client is liable for penalty. इस section का violation penalty का section is this, and this section का violation penalty का section is this. So 269 SS if violated, pay penalty under 271D. 269T if violated, pay penalty under 271E. So as an auditor, we have to report that violation so that the officer can levy penalty on this. Correct? Hai? But we will discuss all this. Right now, you don't need to write anything. First thing that you have to understand, what is the logic of the chapter? Why was this chapter created? Just say, for example, in double taxation relief, throughout the chapter, we decided together, okay, we will do one thing. Throughout the chapter, we will keep one example at the side of our brain. कौन सा example? 40, 30, हार्दिक देख ऑनलाइन अटेंड करके भी ही रिमेंबर हार्दिक एग्जांपल था 40, 30 कोणाच्या लग्न मध्ये गेला होता लग्न real sister, and that was so important that you missed double taxation का full chapter. तू ऑनलाइन भी नहीं था सैटरडे को, रिकॉर्डिंग देखा. I'll tell you what, any family member, this is very important for you guys for the next 1 year. If a family member is getting married, sir, my very close sister, my brother, sir, real brother, real sister, two things. One, supposingly you don't attend that wedding, challenge hai, will that person get married or cancel the wedding? Check kar. Don't go and check, will the wedding take place or will it be cancelled? If you are not there, bola nahi, without you I will not get married. And second, whoever gets married, they have tickets booked very next day. They will go away. You have to come here and face me. And I am still okay. You have to pass through this channel and face ICAI. If you don't perform well in your career, remember your friends will go ahead. Do you remember how many students were a part of your CA interbatch? And how many of them are not with you now? Why? Despite the fact that you cleared in the first attempt, why are they not with you? Because they did not. Do you even think about them? Do you even care about them? Do you even remember them? But garib log, poor people, I am so ahead of them. You don't. You please understand. People will go ahead, you will stay behind. No one waits for anyone. No one waits for anyone. Okay, so let the people get married. Check kar lena, their wedding will be conducted. Supposingly someone has died, believe me that that person will be cremated whether you are there or you are not there, unless it is yourself. Or maybe that is the only day in which you are permitted, on which you are permitted not to come to class. So please make sure that you are disciplined, because there is a strategy to get the best marks across the country in this subject. Those who listen to me get those marks. और वो proof है, attempt after attempt, exemption after exemption, more than AIR 1, more than AIR 3, normal and normal. Is that clear? So there was a story by which, because of which, due to which this chapter got created. These two sections, 269 SS and 269T, were added in the income tax law. There was a search conducted in the premises of NCC. Search. Your illiterate relatives call it raid. There is no word called raid used anywhere in the income tax law. कहीं पर भी नहीं. Raid नहीं है. Reel देखा है? मेरा reel देखा है. There is no word called raid used. I made it recently. इनकम टैक्स की वेबसाइट के ऊपर ऑन द सर्च बार आई टाइप रेड, चेक कर, नो रिजल्ट्स फाउंड. चेक कर, खुद भी जाके चेक कर ले इनकम टैक्स वेबसाइट, एंड देन टाइप सर्च, यू विल गेट सेक्शन 132. रेड लुक्स गुड ओनली एज लॉन्ग एज अजय देवगन इज मेकिंग अ मूवी, बिकॉज इफ अजय देवगन का मूवी इज कॉल्ड सर्च एंड सीजर, पीपल विल फील आइला इंग्लिश मूवी किया रे अजय देवगन, सर्च एंड सीजर, द पावर ऑफ विमल, जुबा केसरी, है ना. लिसन, मूवी का नाम इज रेड, बट गो चेक द मूवी, इनसाइड द मूवी विल अगेन एंड अगेन से मैं सर्च ऑपरेशन करने आया हूं, मैं सर्च एंड सीजर, सर्च एंड सीजर. इट इज कॉल्ड सर्च. अ सर्च इज बीइंग कंडक्टेड, और एज कैजुअल लैंग्वेज में पीपल कॉल इट रेड. देयर विल बी एसेट्स. एसेट्स डिस्कवर किसे कहते हैं, क्या कहते हैं? रेड. पुलिस अगर करती है या अदर गवर्नमेंट डिपार्टमेंट्स डू इन देयर लॉ इफ द वर्ड रेड इज यूज्ड. एनफोर्समेंट डायरेक्टोरेट इज कमिंग टू योर प्रीमाइसेस अंडर मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग एक्ट. पुलिस इज कमिंग टू योर प्रीमाइसेस अंडर इंडियन पिनल कोड, या करंटली इट इज भारतीय न्याय संहिता. तो इन दैट लॉ इफ द वर्ड रेड इज यूज्ड, you may probably call it raid. Income tax act में raid word has not been used. We call it search and seizure. आप अभी से develop this habit. Stop talking in casual language. You are a CA finalist. You are going to become a chartered accountant in the next few months. You have to talk in legal technical language. You have to develop your communication skills. You can't be talking to your friends anymore. Kai re kutraya late kasala ala. You can't be talking to your friends like that. You can't be communicating to each. You can't be. What is the reason behind delay in your arrival? Is how you will talk to your friends. Because your delay will be liable for late fees. लगता है income tax में late fees, GST का late fees. You guys must be aware of that. You have to start talking in that language so that you can sharpen the skills. I showed you a theory question of DTAA. वो theory question में I told you to match the language of ICAI. That language can be matched only if you are regularly communicating in that language. Otherwise, matching the language is going to be a difficult task. ये clear है? तो search के अंदर they are going to discover your assets. Gold हो गया, investment in shares हो गया, etc. But then huge amount was discovered in the form of cash in the premises of assessing. Short summary of the story is, in course of search, huge amount of cash was discovered. Supposingly Rinki, na? Rinki, सामने आके बैठोगे तो you are gone. She is like, sir, so I have come first time in class, without book, without calculator. Somehow I managed to come all the way to class. Online also क्या 2 ही lecture attend किया था. Rest you bunked online also. बस कभी आना कभी मत. Who are you? केजरीवाल का fan, odd even, one day come, one day don't come. ऑड इवन चलता है ना दिल्ली में, 1 डे अटेंड 1 डे एब्सेंट नहीं। तो नेक्स्ट टाइम यू नो डू वन थिंग, ऐसे वन ऑफ दीज गाइज इनको रिक्वेस्ट करके कि प्लीज इधर आना है, यू गो एंड ऑक्यूपाई दैट सीट, बिकॉज whoever sits right in front of me now, वो by default becomes an example. ओके बोलना मत के सर ठीक है आई विल गो इनसाइड, पीछे वाले को जैसे भी। ओके तो रिंकी के घर पे सर्च करना, इट्स नॉट अ बैड एग्जांपल। इफ इनकम टैक्स सर्च इज बीइंग कंडक्टेड इन योर प्रीमाइसेस, इट इज समथिंग टू बी प्राउड ऑफ, इट इज स्टेटस सिंबल। थिंक अबाउट इट, इनकम टैक्स का सर्च इज अ स्टेटस सिंबल, डोंट यू थिंक सो? सर्च कंडक्टेड, ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ कैश वाज डिस्कवर्ड इन योर हाउस, ह्यूज अमाउंट। अब कितना एग्जांपल, हाउ मच कैश इज फाउंड इन योर प्रीमाइसेस, सर्च। अरे एग्जाम्पल सर्च कंडक्टेड, यू डोंट थिंक अबाउट इट एज अ सीए स्टूडेंट, क्वालिफाइड सीए आफ्टर फ्यू इयर्स, देन देयर विल बी मैसिव कैश। अभी बोलो एग्जाम्पल लेना है, शी इज लाइक सर नथिंग, आई एम नॉट आस्किंग योर एक्चुअल, आई एम आस्किंग एग्जाम्पल में हाउ मच कैश इज डिस्कवर्ड, 20 और 50 रुपीज लैक्स। देखो रिंकी ऐसा है, आई ऑलवेज टेल स्टूडेंट्स दैट एटलीस्ट बिकम रिच इन एग्जाम्पल्स। बोलने को यू कुड हैव सेड 20 करोड़ 30 करोड़ 50 200 करोड़ बोलने में क्या जाता है? I don't even know how many zeros in 200 crore. I have not seen 200 crore even in example. But you can take 200 crore as an example. All you wanted to take was 50 lakh. 50 lakh. 50 lakh बहुत कम है. 50 crore rupees cash found in your premises. हाँ मतलब 50 crore found in your premises. My question is, can the search officer, the assessing officer ask you source? Can they ask you where did you get this cash from, the source of cash? It is well within the power of the assessing officer. Rinki ka reply created the chapter. Story is officer is asking you source of cash discovered in your premises, huge amount, 50 crore example. Rinki ka reply kya hai? Because Rinki ka reply created the chapter. Rinki said, sir 5 minutes ago. कितना टाइम अगो? 5 minutes ago I have taken a loan from my friend. 5 minutes ago. अभी I needed it, तो अभी just he has given and left. अच्छा रिंकी, okay, be a little smart in giving false stories. Okay, when you give the story, give name of such a friend who has cash as per books 50 crores, so that person can say that I have given the cash. तो ऑफिसर को बोलो सर अभी 5 minutes ago transaction has taken place, I have not yet passed the entry. There is no law in the country which says you have to pass entry immediately. Sir, I will pass all entries in the evening. I don't pass immediate entries. There are some people who make their accounts every evening. There are some people who make their accounts weekly basis. They don't pass any journal entries every day or regularly. There are some people who make their accounts month on month basis. Bro, me, can you see the poverty in my eyes? Huh? You are like, sir, eyes are red. Weekend में क्या किया सर? नहीं, eyes are red because I get up on time and reach class on time. So if I get up at 4:40, I will be late to class. तो 4:30. Snooze का जो अंदर से जो every, that is human nature, irrespective of you student or qualified professional. Snooze till 35. At 36, I am up. 36 भी नहीं होता. That is why eyes are red. Weekend में कुछ नहीं किया. Okay? Listen. अरे गरीब bro. Okay? तो सुन. The point is that when you take the name of any friend, you have to take the name of such a friend who has got cash balance as per books utna amount, and you tell your officer that sir, I don't pass entries regularly. Some people pass weekly, monthly. I, garib, I pass annual journal entries. I don't pass any journal entry from April to March. I just receive my fees, TDS deduct करके till March, nothing. Then when July comes, my return, July, October नहीं, November, क्या ब्रो, आपके मुंह में घी शक्कर. तो when my return filing का month comes, in that month I quickly finish क्या पासबुक का एंट्रीज फटाफट. and then TDS का records and बाकी ATC, ATD earlier तो they used to do manually, now तो AIS, TIS वो auto fill में auto entry में all deductions का data everything is coming in income tax का return automatically. I pass annual accounts. There is no law, I repeat, in the country there is no law which says pass journal entry immediately. So Rinki tells the officer, sir, 5 minutes ago I have done the transaction. I haven't passed journal entry. You can leave. Come tomorrow morning in the evening I will pass the entry. You can come and check tomorrow morning. Bye. Officer गया. After the officer left, Rinki called her friend. वही जिसका 50 crore है. Friend को बोला, listen, pass a journal entry loan given to me, and I am passing journal entry loan taken from you. वो friend को लगा she is asking for money. बोला नहीं नहीं, I don't have money. Rinki is like, देख, I am not asking for money. I am only asking you to pass a journal entry and reverse that entry immediately. Say loan repaid. So friend will pass loan given and loan received back 2 entries, and Rinki will pass. Focus on Rinki's point of view because she is the assessee subjected to search. She will pass 1 journal entry. क्या? Loan received. And she will pass another journal entry, loan repaid. मतलब bank account debit, bank cash account debit to loan received, and then loan received account debit to cash account. I have repaid the loan. Next day morning when the officer comes, you show him 2 entries, but don't show him the cash. बोला sir repaid. And between now and next morning, the cash will be settled at a very, very secret place. By making the argument or claiming that loan was taken 5 minutes ago, assessees are escaping levy of tax, interest, and this is a very, very clear case of levy of penalty also. We all know this, that the argument of loan was false and fake. The transaction in reality did not take place. Rinki knows it, her friend knows it, officer knows it, I know it, you know it. It was not an actual loan transaction. She has not taken a loan, she has shown. You know, we often discuss with each other casually कि ये entry को क्या दिखा रहा है? What do you mean by क्या दिखा रहा है? What is the transaction? I have to show that only, no. But we do some other transaction, but we show some other transaction. She has never done the loan ka transaction. She only showed it as a loan taken in cash, and with which she has escaped levy of tax on that undisclosed cash. Understood? So that people don't give such arguments, they have prohibited taking of cash loans. And as auditors in 269 SS, we have to write if any of our client has taken a cash loan, because it is not allowed only. So Rinki Sundo, now after the section is created, if you will tell the officer, sir, 5 minutes ago I have taken a loan, he will not accept it because it becomes a violation. So you can no longer give the argument of, sir, loan taken 5 minutes ago, after the creation of क्या section 269 SS. देखो 269 SS is on taking of loan, acceptance of loan, the first part of the chapter, and this loan which you have taken, you have to repay, that is 269T, the second part of the chapter. So we will finish full 269 SS, and then after finishing this, we will go and complete the second part, that is 269T. 269 SS was created to prohibit assessees like Rinki to make this claim. Kya sir, remember this story at the side of your brain. 5 minutes ago, I have taken loan from a friend in cash. So we hereby say, no person shall. So do you realize the section starts with prohibition? No person shall, simple translation, you are not allowed to do this. Whatever we are writing in the section, you are not allowed to do this. What? No person shall take or accept. क्या बोला bro? No person shall take or accept. ढोल वाला बोला है क्या? हाँ सर नहीं है. No person shall take or accept. Take or accept. मतलब simple translation, we are prohibiting you from taking. याद करो रिंकी का स्टोरी. There were 2 parties, Rinki and her friend. What was the violation done by friend? Passed 1 entry loan given and reversed that entry. You know, 2 entries which are cancelling each other. Does the friend have undisclosed income? No, friend ka to full cash is declared cash as per books hai. Who is this assessee who has the undisclosed cash? Rinki. In this story, Rinki was the lender or the borrower? Borrower. It is the borrower. Acha, by the way, when I say lender, borrower, not the actual lender or actual borrower. मतलब false story में the borrower. False story में Rinki was the lender or borrower. So do you realize undisclosed cash is with the borrower, and thus prohibition is going to come only on the borrower, the assessee who claims to be the borrower. In our example, it was Rinki, and that prohibition is clear in the words. Look at the words. We are not putting a prohibition on giving the loan. The prohibition is on taking the loan. Of course, you can always react to this by saying, "Sir, kya bakwas kar rahe ho subah subah?" If taking is prohibited, that means giving is also prohibited. No, it is one and the same only. No. Rinki is taking the loan. False story, mein, false story. Rinki is taking, friend is giving. Rinki is taking, friend is giving the loan. Sir, you are saying taking is prohibited, giving is not prohibited. Arey, listen. When they say taking is prohibited, it means if you do the transaction, if you violate, penalty will come on Rinki, the taker, because section prohibits takers. Supposingly your friend gives you the loan, there won't be any penalty because friend is not covered in this section. Rinki is covered in this section. So when I say our target is borrower, what you need to understand is if there is violation, penalty will come on the borrower. The lender has been granted immunity. Sir, logic क्या है? क्योंकि undisclosed cash is not of the lender, it is of the borrower. समझा? So no person shall take or accept. We are putting prohibition on taking ke giving, taking. That means, can I say that we are targeting the borrower? Correct है? Hi Rinki, good morning. Bracket close किया आपने? अरे यार sir यार, I did not close the bracket. I did not close the bracket. Who told you it is over? क्या किया? It is not over. It is not over. इसलिए बोलता हूँ come to class. Classroom जैसा there is no fun as offline class. Online class should be opted only by those students who are not from Mumbai. Who are not from Mumbai. And देखो, you want to call me to your city? I have taken lectures in Hyderabad. Ruchi, Bangalore, na? Bangalore में I have not taken, but Andhra में I have taken, Kerala में I have taken lots and lots. Bangalore से students used to come to Kochi, Kerala, for attending lectures. But then calling me physically offline in your city is very, very expensive. You are ready to pay? I am ready to come. मेरे को कोई problem नहीं है. 15 days में I will finish your syllabus and come back. But very, very expensive. हाँ 15-20 days में तो क्या full day lecture होगा ना? ऐसा थोड़ी 3 hours में I will leave you. Full day what to do? You call me those 15 days when you are free. लेकिन problem ये है कि देखो in Mumbai I am taking online lectures. You just have to pay for the class. You don't have to pay for my food. If I come to your city, you have to pay for that also. And then you can't ask me, sir, why do you eat so much? नहीं then इसलिए your best option if you are not from Mumbai is online live. क्योंकि उसका मजा है. मजा आ रहा है. I did not close the bracket. हाँ मुसाफिर अपनी जोखम पे यात्रा करे. So अभी आएगा. There is a twist. But do you realize the prohibition is on the taker, acceptor, receiver. No person shall take or accept any. तो सुनो Rinki, the moment we add this no, this means now Rinki or any taxpayer like her can no longer tell her assessing officer, sir, 5 minutes ago I have taken loan, because if you say so, this section prohibits it, and even if you have taken a loan, we are going to levy penalty. On whom? On you, not the giver, because prohibition is on taking. Loan or deposit. Loan or deposit. When 269 SS was created for the first time, everyone focus. They said loan and deposit not allowed. That means, can I say Rinki can no longer make that argument, sir, 5 minutes ago I have taken a loan, because even if you make that argument, you are still violating and liable for penalty. Fast to you understood that prohibition? But we live in a country called India. People here are very smart. No one wants to learn and understand the law. Everyone wants, sir, अच्छा ऐसा है, So if I do aisa, so this section will not apply to me, no? Then no penalty, no? They want to find out a way in which they can escape. They want to find a loophole, and there is a loophole. There is a loophole. Supposingly this office, this classroom is that premises owned by Rinki where search has been conducted. And somewhere in the corner that 50 crore cash was lying. ये उठ के जाना मत अभी देख के सर किधर है मैं example. And Rinki is not the owner. हाँ तो सुनो. Rinki can no longer say it is loan because that is liable for penalty. Then Rinki is a chartered accountancy student. Next idea. Rinki is saying, can you see this office, sir? I am the owner of this office. I want to sell this office. I want to sell this office. Whenever we sell any property, we first receive a part payment called token, advance, and then one day when we receive balance payment, we hand over possession. Sir, ये जो 50 crore cash है ना, this is a token received for this property. This is what? Token received. Now, has she given explanation of the 50 crore का cash? Is that loan? No. Is that deposit? No. That means I am not covered in 269 SS. Instead of saying loan, from today onwards, what should you say? Token, advance for sale of property, escape 269 SS. India, bro, India. People always try to find out variety of ideas to escape the sections. In 2015, they added a third thing. You can no longer call it a token also. So you saying token is also prohibited. Token is nothing but advance for property, no? So Rinki can no longer give argument of loan, deposit or advance for property. As of now, only these three. If you find any new innovative way in which you can show the source of that 50 crore, so maybe you will escape. Sir, kuch idea do na? No, sir. Tax planning and tax avoidance is not covered in the admission. Okay. If you want to know how to avoid tax, someday if you come and tell me, sir, my daddy has got income tax ka notice. He is asking the following queries. So can you reply? Of course. Of course. Just to let you know, it is not covered. Okay. I often in CA final especially, I see a lot of students, sir, वो sir एक client है, sir वो client का ना assessment year this का now reassessment का notice has come, sir these are the queries that he is asking. एक minute, stop. Who is the auditor? Not you, huh? No, your principal. If that client is going to pay professional fees for fighting his tax ka case, so your principal will get it. You and me are not getting anything. Forget about me, you are also not getting anything, not even your leave, bro. Why do you bother so much for your boss? Just tell your boss, sir, I am not able to find out. You only tell me. Why bother so much? And if you want to get professional work done from me, I will never say no. Office पे आके मिलो एक बार appointment लेके. हाँ, ऐसा ही होगा ना? Okay. So you can sit and find out more and more innovative ways. As of now, the prohibition is loan, deposit and advance for sale of property. So Rinki can no longer claim that token also. Because if that also is claimed, it will still be liable for penalty. Now then, understand. In a loan transaction, in a deposit transaction, we have a lender and borrower. So who is the target? Borrower. So we prohibited taking. So borrower. But in property transaction, it is not lender and borrower. It is buyer and seller. Again, it is not real buyer and seller. A fake story. Who is the person with undisclosed income? The buyer ke seller. Who is that person in possession who is saying I got a token? Seller. That means for this part, for the advance for sale of property wala part, it won't be lender borrower, it will be seller. Abhi bracket close kiya. Now I have closed the bracket. नहीं, now I will. ऐसा नहीं. No, I did not close the bracket only. I did not close the bracket. Now I have closed it. So ladies and gentlemen, the prohibition is on loan, advance as well as deposit. In loan transaction, our target is going to be borrower, and in property transaction, our target is going to be seller, because our target is the recipient, and recipient ye hai. Is that clear, everyone? But just imagine section 269 SS stopping here. No person shall take any loan, advance or deposit. Tab to whole banking business becomes illegal. Obviously, section will not stop here. We will continue the section, but everyone is clear till here. Okay. After this much, before I go to the next thing, there is one small clarification given in an explanation which is in the section 269 SS only. They have an explanation. They say that for the purpose of this section, loan, advance and deposit should be monetary loan, advance, deposit for this section to be applicable. If the loan, advance or deposit is in kind, there is no prohibition on that. There is no prohibition on that. See, what do you mean by loan? Something that you have taken and one day you will have to repay. Loan, na? It is not a gift. So today you have taken, one fine day you have to repay it. You know what? You can take loans other than money as well. We are Marwadis. If there are three females in the family, they will all have one outfit for one function. In the second function, they will exchange the 3 outfits. And in the third function, they will again exchange. So, circle chalta hai. So, you can actually spend 3 functions with one outfit. You understood? One expense, 3 functions, share karte jao. But after the function is over, you have to return, no? That's a loan. That's a loan. Supposingly, abhi Patil is now in final, no? Abhi iska engagement hua. After final. Smile dekh iske face. After clearing final, then you will have some respectable position. Okay? So he is like, sir, abhi gaadi to I'll buy very soon, sir. Abhi tak iPhone I am buying. So car I will buy the moment I become a CA. But I have still not booked the car. So abhi engagement ho gaya. So sir, if I have to take her out, I can't take her in local train. No, kya cheap lagega. So sir, ek din ke liye can I take your car? Of course. But next day you have to give it back, because mind you, Patil, ke gift nahi de raha car. I am giving my car for using for one day. Next day you have to give it back. And all the pending challans in the car, wo wave karwa ke, kuch to setting hoga na. Very, very well connected guy. Do pending challans, please, mera. वैसे I don't think, because I never violate traffic laws. मेरा rule है, I will never use phone. I will always use the seat belt. I am very, very particular, because some people try to claim, hey, क्या short distance, why do you wear helmet? इधर तो चलता है. But what you understand or don't understand is, you are not cool if you are violating traffic law. Try following them. And as a pride ke saath say it in front of people, I never violate. No, especially phone, the biggest enemy today. The highest number of accidents take place because of using of phone. Over speeding, of course, is a problem. Helmet, seat belt, I follow everything. तो कोई pending चालान होगा. लेकिन in case by chance, because once in a while, ma'am takes my vehicles, तो अभी check करेगा. And she's like कि यार society के बाहर तक I was going, तो ऐसे ही एक्टिवा ले लिया. Helmet society के बाहर ही behind the tree that guy is hiding with the camera in his hand to click pictures. And अभी तो helmet less travel का सीधा 1000-1500 क्या crazy. I like क्या फालतू में nonsense you're doing, है ना? तो वो सब wave करवा. But point is simple. Whatever, get it waived or no, next day you give my car back. Is that not a loan? You buy or borrow anybody's jewelry, anybody's clothes, anybody's vehicle. Next day will you return? All that is loan. But this chapter is not targeting those transactions. This chapter has come only to put a curb on cash. And therefore our target is on the monetary loans. Any non-monetary transaction is not going to be covered anywhere in the chapter. We are targeting only monetary loans. Ye clear hai everyone? So, ladies and gentlemen, no person shall take or accept any loan, advance or deposit in money. Full stop nahi ho sakta. I hope you understand, because if we stop here, that means I took a bank loan. That is violation. I am liable for penalty. Nahi. Then you try to recollect the name of the chapter. What is the name of the chapter? Mode of acceptance. Matlab, we are not prohibiting acceptance of loan. Restriction is on mode, and you want to guess which is that mode they want to prohibit. Ultimately, the whole chapter is about curb on cash. No. So they continue by saying, no person shall take or accept. The prohibition is on the taker, the receiver, the acceptor, loan, advance or deposit in money other than the famous 3 allowed modes in income tax law. Income tax law, whenever they want to put a restriction on mode of doing transaction, there are 3 modes which are used multiple places in your syllabus. If you have studied capital gain and studied 50C and 43CA, advance received at the time of agreement. If you have studied 44AD, 8%, but sometimes 6%, multiple places, these 3 modes are given. Final mate is coming for the first time today. Again and again it will come in your syllabus. I will say 3 allowed modes. 3 allowed modes. What are those 3 modes? Account, pay, check. Account, pay, draft. And electronic modes. Electronic modes mein, what they have said is, it can be through bank or other. See, once upon a time, electronic payment was possible only through banking, IMPS, NEFT, RTGS. Today, digital India ke andar, your political inclination may be anything. You can like or dislike a particular political leader, but India's digital payment system today is the most advanced in the world, and we are actually able to transfer money in each other's bank account without bank details. Only with a number. Not even, you don't want to give your number to someone, you can still receive money by giving your QR code or your UPI ID. The world still has to learn a lot about digital India के ऊपर. You remember that France का president, वो क्या नाम था उसका? मैकरोनी के मसालों ने क्या? अच्छा मैकरोनी नहीं था, वो तो पास्ता होता. Macron. He had come to India. Modi ji took him to a tea vendor. Chai buy किया, and Modi ji said कि he does not make as good as me, but today we'll buy from him. Then while making payment, he scanned the QR code. Are you aware? He showed, देखो इंडिया में ऐसे डिजिटल पेमेंट होता है. You remember that फ्रांस का प्रेसिडेंट had come? चाहे नहीं, ठीक है. मोदी जी का एक और इंसिडेंट वायरल हुआ था. When Bill Gates, the owner of Microsoft, had come, and मोदी जी उसको बता रहे थे how to use Windows. Modi ji was teaching Bill Gates how to use Windows, and he was like, "क्या लिखा है bro इधर?" But ऐसा ही है. We make fun wherever we want to, but we have to give credit. The world respects India as of today. India is a very, very important factor in world decision making. And secondly, is if you talk about digitalization, lives have become so easy, smooth, convenient, and comfortable. So electronic modes can be through banking or non-banking, UPI, QR code, etc. Also, whenever you do transaction in any of these 3 modes, think about account pay check. देखो check leaf होता है ना, and you just put your signature here. It is a bearer check. Anybody can withdraw cash. You put 2 lines. It is a cross check. You can't withdraw cash, but you can endorse this check into somebody else's account. But if you write these 2 words, account pay, then this check can be deposited only in the account of this person. It can't be endorsed also in anybody else's account. And account pay draft is exactly similar in looks and everything. Just that in check, I directly issue it. If there is no balance in my account, the check will bounce. But in draft, it is prepaid. I first have to give money to the bank. Plus they charge some fees also for preparing the draft. And if you give the draft, it won't bounce. When we used to be CA students, all exam fees had to be paid, all registration fees. They used to, in fact, even your GMCS ka IT training ka fees, they used to tell us to make demand draft. Because after becoming CA, we can give check. Even if it bounces, they trust you that no problem. You have to call yourself a CA now. So you will give that money. But if a student ka check will bounce, that student will run away. Bolega ki I don't want to do CA. So how to recover that money? They always used to take DD. Your generation has not seen only those days. अरे यार कल registration का, कल exam form का last day. So today we have to adjust our schedule. Early morning we have to go to the bank. First give a check to the bank. Bank will transfer funds from my account to a separate account. then give charges, and then the bank will release a DD. In check, I have to pay, but in the DD, the bank will pay because I have already paid the bank. Everything else is same. The looks also same, account pay. And electronic modes, of course. Your generation knows this better than maybe anybody else. What is common in these three modes? Why are they popular in income tax? Not just this chapter, but everywhere. This brings traceability. See, Rinki is saying 5 minutes ago loan liya. In cash, we can't prove that is it a real transaction or fake. But this cannot be fake. You can't tell your bank manager, ना 100 रुपया देता है एंट्री कर, पासबुक में एक एक्स्ट्रा एंट्री करके दे, 100 rupees bribe मिले. नहीं. Passbook bank statement is always going to be real transactions. That means whether this loan or advance is really taken place or not taken place. Kya? It is going to be traceable, and thus these three modes are going to be, think about it, allowed ke disallowed. In any case, our target was to prohibit. Think about it. Think about it. So these three will be allowed. But then some people get confused. कोई को बोलता है सर you said other than these three. But then read what is written above this in the section. You are not allowed other than these three. That day when I become the finance minister of the country, very soon it is a matter of time, talks are going on, announcement can come at any time, I will still complete your batch. I will simplify the section. Itna hi, take cash loan in three modes. Cash loan, my bad, sorry. Take loan in three modes. Take loan in three modes. You understand this? Take minute. Are you allowed to take loans? Are you allowed to take deposits? But only in these three modes. And therefore, you will not be allowed anything other than these three modes. While drafting the section, the language I have written here now, it is the language directly taken from Income Tax Act. Bare Act, samajhte? This is no simplified version. This is Bare Act ka language. Passive voice mein. In active voice, they could have said, take loans only in three modes. But how are they saying? Do not take loan in any other mode. Now read everything written in black ink from top to bottom. No person shall take or accept loan, advance or deposit other than the three allowed modes, target being cash. But they have allowed three modes. Matlab ye three modes mein can we take loans? Absolutely yes. No person shall. Matlab you are not allowed to. The prohibition is on taking, receiving. There is no prohibition on giving. Taking what? Loan, advance or deposit in any mode other than these three. Now it makes sense, because here if we stop the sentence, it will be so funny. Sir, banking business is illegal. But here, now no problem. But this is still not over. Last part of section 269 SS. Last part, of course. Section khatam. But after that, we have to see examples of 269 SS, whether violation has taken place or not. How much penalty will be levied in violation? Is there any exception? There are a few case laws. Then we will go to 269. But main section ka last. If we stop the section here, there is still going to be a problem. If we stop the section here, फिर भी problem है. I will explain the problem. Okay. Something relatable to your life. Supposingly, ye, Sushmita. Sushmita, where do you stay? Very far, no? है ना? बहुत दूर है ना? हाँ. So one day she is running late to class. Just imagine how realistic the examples are and how prompt the example. Ekdam real example, real life ka example. Running late. This is not even an example. One day she is running late to class. Okay. And she reaches. How do you travel? Train se. Okay. And then train se to I assume that yahan se it is walking distance. But one day, because she was getting late, she took an auto. अभी daily का habit नहीं है. अच्छा आज ही लिया. Fantastic. See, realistic example. एकदम live example है. Okay. So she took an auto. अभी everyday का habit is not to come in auto. So today she took an auto because she was running late. And only when she reached the building, she realized कि अरे यार, wallet नहीं है. No cash. The auto driver is not accepting UPI. He's like only cash. Now Sushmita does not know anybody in the class. She knows only me. So she calls me. Bola, sir, can you come and give 100 rupees? Can you come in? Sir, I don't like to get late for class. Hypothetically, sir, I know it is not true. Sir, I don't like to get late for class. I have already reached, but this auto driver. अच्छा ऐसा नहीं कि you get down from the auto भाग के आ जाओ कैसे? Cash नहीं छोड़ नहीं. You want to pay, but you don't have cash. So I said, देखो, I will give you 100 rupees, no problem. But first of all, it is not a gift. It is a loan. In case you are not clear about it, it is a loan. Secondly, I am a Marwadi. And I will charge interest because we are Marwadis. Only final students understand this very fast. That for Marwadis, interest is not IFOS, it is PGB. We want interest first. बोला principal बाद में देना. First interest. So tomorrow you will have to give me 110. You know, people charge 10% per annum. I charge 10% per day. चाहिए help तो take, otherwise call someone else. She's like, tomorrow I will throw 150 on your table. अभी आ तो सही help करने के लिए. I said, if you are giving 150, you can throw it on my face also, no problem. As long as money is coming, no problem. So I give her the money, 100 rupees. And now examine this transaction from the POV. POV समझते? Of course, Gen Z. From the point of view of Sushmita, has she taken or accepted? बोलो? Has she? खाली line by line. Taken or accepted? Yes. Loan, advance or deposit? In other than the three allowed modes. So what you realize here is that in this whole story where I helped her to pay the auto driver, she is liable for penalty. She is like, क्या बात कर रहे हो? तो पता भी नहीं था. And every time you go for a dinner party or lunch party with your friends, and then you always tell your friend that today you give, tomorrow I will give you. You realize you are violating 269 SS on a daily basis. We have common sense to understand that this section cannot stop here. They will add one last part in the section, is that to a certain limit, up to a certain limit, cash will also be allowed. There has to be some threshold under which cash is going to be allowed. Does that make sense to you? Logic is becoming clear before we go to the law. So we are going to prohibit cash loans if the amount exceeds the amount that we are going to give you now. Finally, we come to the threshold. Matlab, if the amount is within the limit, you can take in cash also. If the amount is more than the limit, you can take in the three allowed modes. But remember, only taker is the target. Giver is giving more than this in cash. Giver won't be penalized. Penalty will be coming only and only on the taker. In loan transaction, the borrower, and in property transaction, the seller. So what is that monetary threshold given? If the amount of loan that you are taking. हाँ तो बोलो सुष्मिता, what was that amount of loan that you took from me? 100 rupees. सच में कल आ मत जाना कि सर 100 रुपया दूंगा. But this is not the only loan that she has taken from me, because story continues. She comes late every day. Example का realisticness देख रहे हो? She comes late every day. So every day she is asking for money. Sir, आज दे दो ना. Tomorrow I will give you. Tomorrow. One day she is like, sir, I did not come from my house. I came from somewhere else. One day she is like, I was on an outstation audit in Pune, but only because I wanted to reach your class on time, I took a cab from Pune. वो 5,000 रुपया cab वाले को देना है, sir. Bro, this much even Sundarlal has not done with Jethalal as much as she is doing with me on a regular basis. You know Sundarlal and Jethalal? It is okay if you don't know them. They are characters of a TV show. And by the way, if you don't know them. If you don't know them, that means you have a troubled childhood. Probably someone touched you inappropriately during your childhood. You really need counseling. If you don't know these characters who I am talking about, that means आपका childhood बहुत खराब है. And now if you react to this by saying, sir, क्या ये, this is no longer funny, that TV show, which has been running for the last 15 years. Actually, show ka format has not changed. The show is still the same. You were maybe 5-6 years old when you first saw the show, and now you have grown up, so you don't like those jokes anymore. But 15 years tak running, that also daily show and super hit. I always say this, that is a show that I have seen with my father also and with my son also. You know, you have to match that talent to criticize. तो basically बेटा अगर आपको ऐसे कुछ mental block है, आदित्य ना, if you have, because if not, though you need counseling, तो हम लोग बैठ के बात करें. Okay, चलिए. नहीं, इसमें रेट कार्ड है. You just want to speak and don't want anything from me, तो rate is different. कुछ counseling का guidelines चाहिए तो rate is different. Then sir, I am very depressed, she has rejected me, I need someone to cry, वो shoulder का rate is different. And by the way, if the shirt becomes wet because of the tears, तो वो charge थोड़ा ज्यादा लगेगा. I have a rate card for everything. हाँ, इसने मैगी भी नहीं खाया. You've never eaten मैगी. एक बार अगर मेरे हाथ का मैगी खा लिया, it is my open challenge, you will never eat Maggi made by anybody else. लेके आओ, काम धंधा रहा नहीं है. I have to come before time to class. Now अभी ऐसा ही बोलो सर, रात को इधर ही आके सो. So we will manage one stove and some utensils. हाँ, अभी काम धंधे पे फोकस करें. We were talking about Sushmita. She comes late every day, so every day she borrows money. वो borrowing add हो, okay, you understand that loan account will continuously increasing. Today's loan amount was 100 rupees, but in the past also you have taken some loan from me. So what we will do is, if there is any outstanding loan from the same party, because you have to examine the transaction from the borrower point of view. So in our example, from whose perspective you are looking at the transaction, Sushmita? She is taking the loan, today ka loan taken 100 and past ka loan taken from the same party. If that total means today's transaction and past transaction, the total from any one party, if it is rupees 20,000 or more, then only the section will apply, then only the prohibition will apply. If the total is exact 20, then cash is not allowed. मेरी बात सुनो. If the total therefore is 19,999, तो allowed, because this section applies at equal to 20. Day one say give respect to equal to. Some people have the habit of saying loan more than 20 not allowed, loan more than 20 not allowed. If you develop that wrong skill, होगा क्या? They will not ask 15 or 25. They will ask you exact 20, and exact 20 will also be penalized. If it is exact 20 also, these allowed most. That means cash is allowed up to 19,999. Exact 20 will also activate 269 SS. But did you notice this? So Sushmita, when my balance touches 19,999, guess kar. Then nahi, my wife does not come along with me to class. So cash ka transaction we are discussing now. Online transfer kiya, so there is this section is not applicable. I hope you are understanding. Prohibition is on cash. In case it is not clear, Sushmita, you will have to search for someone else in the class. Shiva sir said, Pagal, you should say, sir, I will come on time. She is like, I will take from other teachers. Can we not say that I will come on time? ये अलग ही ठग लाइफ चल रहा है. I think it is better that you come on. लेकिन example, one party say you can take up to 19,999. Exact 20 is also a prohibition. Now the entire picture becomes clear. Of course, on this we have to do examples, numbers के साथ. Sir, if I take 50,000 तो क्या होगा? If I first take 20, then I take another 30. If I first take 10, then I take 30. First check, then cash. First check, then cash. First cash, then check. Lots and lots of examples will be done to make you understand. If there is violation, there will be penalty. Hello? If there is violation, there will be penalty. So how much is that penalty? There are some exceptions where this section is not applicable. That means in those cases, you can take any amount in cash. What are those exceptions? There are some case laws on this. So what are those case laws? Concept is big, but main section is over. Now the concept is explanation of this with examples, with exceptions, with case laws, but main section says, are you allowed to take or accept loans? Yes. But if the loan is equal to or more than 20, equal to or more than 20 from a particular person, then it has to be in 3 allowed modes. That means cash, party-wise cash can be up to 19,999. This is why it comes in our tax audit reporting. Now, if you go and try to recollect your tax audit report, we have to give details of loan taken. Jaake dekho, we don't have to give details of loan given. See, the chapter is not applicable to givers. Check karo. Target is receiver, taker, acceptor. Prohibition is on acceptor. Penalty comes on acceptor. So auditor has to report acceptance of loans. You know that? that we have taken loans from which of the parties. I think we have to give opening balance. We have to give any further addition during the year. Any amount squared off during the year. Because repayment also has to be checked. That is 269T. Maximum outstanding balance during the year. You know why maximum outstanding balance is required? I'll tell you. Beginning of the year 5,000. End of the year 5,000. If they ask only opening and closing, they will never know during the year transaction. Supposingly you took 2 lakhs and repaid 2 lakhs. So maximum outstanding balance will help us find out, did this balance ever reach 20 during the year? Because if at any time during the year it touches 20, so you have to check compliance of 269 SS, and for repayment you have to check compliance of 269T. Is what we do in the form of reporting when it comes to our tax audit. The logic comes from here. So if we take 20,000 or more, it has to be taken in the 3 allowed modes. Prohibition is obviously on cash. Of course, the queries that are coming in your mind, sir ke pehle 40 liya, baad mein cash liya, ya pehle cash liya, baad mein, all that will be done in the form of example. I'll set the chronology. First, numerical examples of this concept. Then exceptions, then penalty, then exceptions, then case laws, and then 269A. But then all that together will take, less than 1.5 hours with questions, which means that in tomorrow's class we not just complete this chapter with questions, we start our next chapter, jiska naam is NRI taxation. And as the name indicates, non-resident ka any chapter means a chapter from international tax, and which is again very, very important. NRI ke chapter mein I also discuss some capital gains, and between your inter and final, massive changes have taken place. So lots and lots of important things coming up. Please make sure offline students come on time as per class timing. Online students also log in on time. Ghar pe baith ke how can you log in 15-20 minutes late? I don't understand. Okay, I will see you guys in the next class, that is tomorrow.